The Reaper, The Maelstrom, and The Thief is a Dungeons & Dragons show by RollCast intended for mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. Full content warnings can be found in the episode's description.
Hello, and welcome back once again to another session of The Reaper, The Maelstrom, and The Thief. As usual, I'm Tom, your Games Master, and joining me are JB.
Yasu.
Coogan.
Guten Nachmittag.
And Gaz.
Hi.
Lovely. We're just going to jump straight into the summary. We're not even going to deal with any of that. We're just going to jump straight into the summary of what happened last session. Having agreed to complete a job for Nakarada in order to be granted access to the dark area, our group decided to split into two once more, with Iyvak and Gregor wishing to get some food from the commercial district, and Rag, having made an excuse, decided to check out the Fighters Guild in order to get a more accurate layout of the building. After Gregor and Iyvak departed, Rag entered the Fighters Guild and found Murug once more at the betting tables. During their discussion, talk came up of an after-party of sorts after the main event that evening. By convincing Murug that he was Gregor's manager, Rag managed to get himself, and by proxy Gregor, an invite to the after-party in the back rooms of the guild. During this conversation, he also upped his bet to 700 gold for a return of 2100 gold, showing his confidence in Gregor, or at the very least his lust for money. With their conversation done, Rag tasked Bimmet with searching the area he was in for more entrances, exits, and other passageways, whilst Rag himself scoped out the building on the other side of the arena. After some time, though, it became evident that they would not discover much, especially with one employee telling Rag that below were just changing rooms, as well as some storage rooms. As this was happening, Gregor and Iyvak made their way to the commercial area in search of some food. It took some time, but eventually they came across a Buckley selling some meat near a fountain. They discussed Gregor's memory issues whilst they ate, and although Gregor expressed some concern, he was alleviated of this by Iyvak, who told him not to worry about the memories and to just live in the moment. In the centre of the market stalls, they came across an old friend, Lincia, the tabaxi trader, who had once sold items in Velden before its fall. Lincia explained how he had managed to escape the fall of Velden and had made his way to new lands. Unfortunately, during the attack he had lost many things, including some items, as well as the map he used to locate the items within his bag of holding. As such, he was now making his business by selling items in a lucky dip of sorts. Both Iyvak and Gregor participated in this, and each retrieved 3 items from Lincia. In addition, they both sold some items to Lincia, who, in his gratitude, allowed the two to pull out another item or two from the bag. Rag then joined them both, and also retrieved an item from the bag. However, on his way there, he had instructed Bimmet to search the guild and arena in more depth, and that he would meet up with him again that evening. After all this had settled, the group decided to make their way back to the Baneful Squid in order to rest up and prepare for that evening's fight. Gregor decided to relax and meditate in his room, whilst Rag tried to set up a new betting ring in the tavern, but was dissuaded by Crumb and Iyvak, who pointed out the flaws in his plan before he stormed back upstairs. Over the next few hours, Crumb and Iyvak made idle chat, until it was time for Gregor to make his way to the fight. After Iyvak went upstairs to retrieve Gregor and Rag, they descended, and were met by a cheering crowd who had filled the tavern. Outside of the arena, as they passed through more crowds of people, Bimmet returned and told Rag that Murug seemed to sleep inside the arena itself. Once at their destination, Gregor and Rag was led down to the changing rooms, whilst Iyvak found himself directed to his seat within the stands. Once inside the changing rooms, Rag and Gregor noticed that another fighter was there, eating a strange bowl of red leaves. Although he was polite to the fighter, Gregor was met by a lot of aggression. But, undeterred, the two of them left and walked through the tunnel and into the blinding light of the ring itself. Morug introduced the two fighters to the excited crowd, and after some more tension and showboating, the fight began in earnest. As the fight began to heat up, Rag instructed Bimit to search around the ring in order to find Morug's living area. Although Gregor took some heavy hits from Shorduk, he was decisively stronger this time, and managed to cause a large amount of damage. He was also able to get Shorduk to the ground, pinning him and punching his face relentlessly. Before he could deal the finishing blow though, Gregor realised that once again, time had stopped, and was confronted by the visage of Cyric again, who this time had possessed Shorduk's body. During their discussion, Cyric revealed that he had been unable to contact them whilst in Salt Harbour, but for some reason was able to when they were in the Fighters Guild, or more specifically, at that spot in the ring. He also revealed to Gregor the true cause for his conflicting memories. He had picked up a Renario mushroom, which caused memory loss, and then the group, in their folly, had given him incorrect memories whilst trying to help. Before he left him, Cyric told Gregor to regain his memories so the group could continue once more on their quest to destroy the Plinths and defeat Miracle before it was too late. Time restarted once more, and full of anger and rage, Gregor headbutted Shorduk. However, the revelations from Cyric had struck a chord. He had become unfocused, and he managed to almost knock himself out with his own headbutt. This was not lost on Rag, who, upon seeing Shorduk about to knock out Gregor, and lose a lot of money for Rag in the process, he recalled Bimit and grasped the amulet that held the black Numine crystal within it, and cast Healing Word on Gregor. Luckily, this was in the nick of time too, as the effect took place just as Shorduk hit Gregor in the face. Unbeknownst to Shorduk, and to Gregor himself, this blow activated Cyric's gift of Cleric's Rage. Overcome with rage, Gregor laid a final punch to Shorduk's face, completely destroying the half-orc's nose, and with it, completely obliterating the ring itself. Overcome with joy, both Rag and Iyvak leapt into the ring and congratulated Gregor, whipping the crowd into another frenzy. However, Gregor looked at the two coldly and let them know he had found out the truth about his false memories, and knew that they were to blame for them. So, we're still in the ring. The crowd is still cheering. They are clapping, they are chanting Gregor's name. Gregor, you just kind of like pulled your hand down from both Rag and Iyvak. You've let them know that you know, basically. Shorduk is still out cold in the centre in this rubble, and Morug is trying to scramble over all the rubble, basically, to actually get towards you guys.
Who is Morug?
Morug, yes. He's finding it a bit difficult at the moment.
Who is stood directly in the centre of the arena for the fight?
You guys are stood right in the centre of this rubble. Shorduk is a little, about 5-10 feet away from you, just like in this crater, out cold, and Morug is scrabbling over the rubble to reach you three.
What are you talking about, Gregor?
I had a visit with Cyric while I was in the room. We'll talk about it later. I just got silent at that point.
Well, Iyvak.
Yes, I think you should just enjoy the moment, my friend. As while it's here, and we can discuss this later. That's probably be more prudent, don't you think?
I need to go and find Morug. Can I see if can I see him anywhere? Maybe if he's approaching.
Yeah, he's literally like pretty much in front of you guys. He's still just kind of scrabbling over the rocks, but he is pretty much there.
Well, I'm gonna grab Gregor's hand and be like, "Yes, we'll talk about this later," and then lift his arm up again to get people cheering again.
Because as you raise it, you just hear him go, "Wow! What a fight!"
Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment.
Say this as more people are cheering. Ragnarok is just kind of like making his way towards you. You see fury in his eyes.
Yeah.
You were only meant to fight, not destroy my goddamn ring.
What did you think about that?
I think that you owe me gold. Do you know how much money it's going to take to fix this ring that your fighter destroyed?
No, that's irrelevant. A deal is a deal. Hand it over.
You'll have your gold. Meet me in the lockers afterwards.
Why in the lockers? I thought we was going to go and have a drink.
The drinks are at the lockers.
Interesting.
Enjoy your moment out. He just kind of looks up at you, Gregor. Enjoy your moment.
As I look at him, can I just lift my head up and just cast my breathing spell?
I'm sorry, Joe, you're really echoey. You're super echoey.
Can I cast my breathing spell? My breath weapon? Just up in the air.
You can, yeah. That's not actually a spell slot for you, is it?
No. This is my natural attack, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah. You just kind of lift your head up backwards as your hand is still in the air, and yeah, just a burst of electrical energy like splays out.
Then I just look at him and just smile.
That's it, my friend.
Enjoy your moment. It won't last. Just kind of storms out. He looks at the crumpled form of Shorduck, just leans over, and we'll talk later. You just see him storming off down into one of the sides of the locker rooms.
Well, I don't know what his problem is.
I think you've upset.
A bet is a bet.
Yes, well, I think you've upset our friend there.
Well, that's how this works. That's how the game goes.
Indeed.
You lose some. Unfortunately for him, he's lost quite a sum. But who cares?
Hey, play a fool's game. Sometimes you end up being the fool.
Exactly.
Come on, Greg. I'm sure you've got some money, awards, ladies.
We need to stay behind tonight after the close.
Well, yes, but surely not just stamped in the ring.
No, by all means, let's leave the ring.
Yes.
So the crowd is still cheering and stuff, but they're starting to get a bit tired of cheering because you three have just been stood in the ring for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to pat Greg on the back and then escort with him. Like,
I follow.
It's been on my shoulder at this point now, isn't it?
Bimit is on your shoulder still.
Yeah. Well done, Bimit. Well done.
Bimit gets steak.
Bimit will get steak. What, do we agree on 7?
7.
7 steaks. Let's go and get you some steaks.
Did I hear
Just
that?
like perception, please. Because yeah, you guys are all quite close together.
Can I turn to Rag and say...
They've started moving on. I've not moved on.
18. I thought it was all together in a group.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was under the impression that you were all walking together.
Yeah, meta. I don't think we've defined that we've split up or anything, so...
I'm gonna say, with that roll, although JP has said that he was staying behind, I'm just gonna say that Iyvak, you heard that Rag was going to feed Bimmy, but you didn't hear specifically about 7 steaks.
Okay, alright.
But
So yeah, treating our little friend there, are you, Rag?
Yeah, I think he deserves it. He's been hanging around with us. He's been quiet. He's been really good.
Seems true, yes. It's quite surprising how he can just carry a dragon around with so incognito.
It's amazing.
Indeed.
Can I just turn to Rag and just say, you owe me?
I owe you for what?
400 gold?
And where did this come from?
From the bet.
That's correct. That's not a problem, Gregor. That's not getting you your gold. I'm a man of my word.
I just look at him and then I'll just carry on walking. Gregor,
just kick my leg out and just trip him up.
Gregor, roll me a dex check. Okay. Okay. It's gonna say, just make the situation worse, Rag. Christ.
I just put my character back.
So you guys Murug's headed out of the right-hand side of the ring to the locker rooms. You guys are heading back the way that you came through the left-hand side. As you enter the locker room, you see that it's been changed slightly since the beginning of the match, since before the match started.
I wasn't...
Sorry, what were you saying, Rag?
Oh, I was just going to be a little bit cautious about entering the locker room, to be honest.
Okay, how so?
I just don't fully trust him. So, what's the time in the arena? This was the last fight, wasn't it? So is everybody starting to head out now?
Yeah, people are all starting to head out. As you're leaving, as you're looking up into the stands, you can see people kind of filing out and everything. You would assume it's about 9:45 or so. It wasn't the longest fight that they've had, but it was a decent length fight.
Alright. Right, if we've got these guys with me, I think it should be alright.
Yeah, I just walk.
Yeah, I'm a little bit cautious though on the way in.
So as you enter, you see that it's been changed slightly since before the match. Before, the centre of the room was filled with benches and stuff like that, but all of the benches have been moved to the side, so there's quite a large open area. Above the benches themselves are various hooks where all the fighters' match outfits are. At the very back of the room, so where you've entered on the other side, is a large table full of bottles of alcohol, along with some bowls of food, including a couple of bowls that seem to have red leaves in them. And there's just numerous fighters and what you assume are their managers just chatting amongst each other. There's also a couple of people that are talking quite quietly, and as you're walking by, you can kind of see them reaching into their jacket, pulling something out and exchanging some gold for whatever item it is that they've just given them.
Okay, whereabouts is Murug again?
Murug, roll me a perception check.
Natural 1.
First roll of the night after doing so many good rolls from before.
Shouldn't say anything, should I?
That's not too bad. You can't see Murug at all. You're not sure at all where he is. You kind of lost track of them immediately after the fight.
I'll start walking around and having a look for him.
Can I have a look at the bowl of red leaves?
You can, yes. What are you trying to ascertain from it?
Do I know what they are?
Roll me... Oh, Christ, that's one thing I didn't load up.
Let's say I'll smell it.
You'll smell it. Okay, let me just quickly... Roll me just a straight-up nature check, please, on this.
21.
So, you have seen these before. You've never used them, but you know that these are called goji leaves that grow off a goji tree. The trees themselves are native to your area, to your land in Mordor. Whilst they don't actually grow in the Haransay Mountains, in the plains a bit to the south, where there's less snow, there's a lot of these goji trees. You know that whilst the trees themselves have berries that are poisonous, the leaves themselves are actually edible. However, once they are ingested, it's kind of a advantage and disadvantage type of effect that they give. They will make, depending on how they're ingested, will make someone more resistant to damage. However, it can make them very arrogant over the fact.
Right, can I see anybody, like, looking at me or seeing me?
There are people around, but they're not specifically looking at you. They're all still just chatting amongst themselves.
Okay. Can I just try and sneak a little pocketful?
I mean, it doesn't look like anyone's going to care if you, like, take some.
Well,
But if you specifically want to try and just kind of, like, you know, like, take it without being noticed, then that'd be a sleight of hand, please.
oh, it's there. Well, looks like they're just here free for the picking. Don't mind if I do. It's like 20. Oh, natural 20.
Before anyone even turns around, you've emptied the entire bowl into one of your pockets. You now have 3 batches of dried goji leaves.
What's that? Batches?
Batches.
Batches.
So three portions worth, basically, of dried goji leaves. The leaves themselves, as you're like tipping them in and as you've been looking at them, they're light red on the outside, but they've got a really dark line running down the centre. They've got, at the top, their tips are kind of reminiscent of a spiked crown.
Well, it's a worth trip through the back doors here. That was a bit of bonus. I'll get them all back.
What was your nature check again? It was like 21, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You also know that while they're not addictive generally, there are warnings about using them because people can become reliant on them if they're used too much.
Okay.
Right, can I find the closest seat that I can see and just sit down?
Yeah, you walk to the edges of the room where all the benches have been kind of lined up against each other. You just kind of plunk yourself down. You feel the bench kind of like strain a little bit under your weight, but it holds.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to Greg and just be like, I say, Greg, do you notice there seems to be some sleight of hand selling going on around here?
What like?
Like, straight from the pocket? Undercover?
Probably people making bets, I would suppose, with each other.
Maybe.
So how long have you known about my memories?
I thought we said later, Greg. This really isn't the time. We have money to sort out, and later, maybe at the tavern, yes?
I just take a long pause and just go, fine. And then just slouch down, just...
Let me assure you, Greg, everything we did was in your best interest at heart.
I just nod my head, just slightly, yeah.
Fantastic. Now this is your day. Let's not ruin it.
Wouldn't mind getting me a drink, would you?
Yes. As soon as I just talk to this seller on the way. Because I want to go and talk to the pocket people that are swapping money around.
I'm really scouting this place for Maruk, so I'm really trying to find him.
Okay, Rag, roll me another perception check then, please, as Gregor is kind of just slouched on this bench. Iyvak is striding over to one of these cloaked people. What did you manage to get, Rag?
8.
You still can't see him, you know... Sorry. You know at this point, he's not in this changing room.
He's not in this changing room.
No.
He's not in the room that we're in.
He's not in the room that you're in.
This is the locker room, right?
This is one of the locker rooms, yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Shorduck isn't in this room either.
I'm gonna leave this room then,
Okay.
and I'm gonna head over to the north. Is it the north side? We in the south side?
It's just the opposite end.
The opposite end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, bearing in mind what I had to do last time was go around the outside of the building.
You don't on this occasion, because if you remember when you walked into the ring, the other side was visible. So it's kind of like throughout the two sides of the building, but there's like one common route that goes into the ring from either side of the lockers.
Alright. I'll head into the other one then, the opposite side.
So Rag, you start walking through. As this is happening, Iyvak, you are chatting to this hooded man, I believe. And we'll pop onto you, Rag.
Hello, my cloaked friend.
Man just kind of leans forward. This figure kind of leans forward. You can't actually see his face. What can I get for you?
But that depends. What can you give me in return?
I got all sorts of stuff.
Anything helpful for a traveller such as myself?
Well, it depends. I've got wormwood, halfling weed, goji leaves, some fey dust, some Grelsvis sun drops. Sun drops are good. Trust me. Oh, they're good. I got some black root. I got all sorts of stuff. Some fizz. Some devil's root. Depends what you're looking for, friend.
Well, you must have quite a few pockets in that cloak of yours.
Just kind of puts his hand into one of the pockets, and you see his arm just still going down.
Oh, that'll be a bag of holding you have right there?
It's not quite a bag, it's more of a pocket.
Indeed. I don't want to pry.
Nor should you.
No, absolutely not.
Discretion's the name of the game, friend.
Indeed. Do I know if any of this stuff is useful, or is it basically of narcotics for pleasure?
The majority of the stuff he is saying is narcotics. Actually, no, just roll me a wisdom check, please.
Oh, 9 plus 2, 11.
Okay, so you know that he's selling you drugs. You don't know if all of these drugs are just hallucinogenics or narcotics in some way, shape, or form. You could probably assume that due to your location and stuff, some of it probably has some pain alleviating properties. Some might be mood enhancers and stuff like that.
I think he's going to fight.
Now the thing, right, I've got alchemy somewhere. No, when I was doing my thing, it was about alchemy kit.
Mm-hmm.
So I might experiment a bit. Okay, okay, my friend. Why don't you give me a deal of your top 3 sellers?
You mean sellers and the people who provide to me, or sellers as in the merchandise?
Oh, merchandise.
Of course. Well, I would say goji leaves, but there's bowls of that around everywhere. You don't need me to sell you that.
Okay.
One good one is halfling weed.
Oh yes, the good old halfling weed. Yes, I'll have a bit of that.
Settlements. Cool. It's 20 gold per 0.1 pound. A pound will do you about 5 smokes. 5 different cigarettes to smoke.
Aye, why not? I seem to be a bit flushed today. Go on then. Give me your finest half weed stuff.
He just kind of leans in, just pulls out a really small little woven bag. It's really small, but it's like this is the 0.1 bag. That'll be 20 gold.
20 gold? I will
Hands you it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have halfling weed. This is a dried weed normally found in halfling settlements. It smells strongly and can be burnt and inhaled. Whilst these effects are generally harmless, excess use can cause paranoia and weight gain due to increased appetites. When you use this, we will have to roll a con save, and there will be different effect. Obviously, I can't tell you the effect straight away.
Okay, how much was it? Sorry,
20 gold.
No, how much that?
Oh, 0.1 pounds, which is the equivalent of 5 uses.
5 strokes and 20 gold down.
I've also got some sun drop. That's good stuff. Basically, sun drop. It makes you feel happy. Gives you some warm feelings, like the sun, you know?
And how much would you be asking for that?
That one's a bit more... It's a bit of a more refined taste. So that's 80 gold per
80?
vial. Yeah, a vial will give you about 5 uses as well. You just need a drop in drink.
Makes you happy.
Makes you happy. Although I must tell you, you shouldn't use it all the time. You won't be able to feel happy by yourself if you use it constantly. So use it sparingly on a bad day, you know? Or if you've just finished a fight.
Yes, it can get a bit gloomy out there in those hills. Aye, why not? I need to lighten my pockets. Go on then, give me a vial of that.
So he just reaches in and pulls out a really small vial. And in the vial, there is like a bright yellow-orange liquid. It's kind of incandescent. It literally looks like a liquefied ray of sunshine. Just hands you it. Just puts his hand out waiting for gold.
Okay. And how many uses was this again, sorry?
I'll give you about 5.
5. 5 uses. Okay.
And the last one, let's see. The best seller, I would say. Let's have a look what I've got. And it's just kind of rumbling around in his pockets. Keeps on rumbling around. Ah, here it is. Just pulls out a bag of powder. This is called Cyclops Tear. Basically, you eat this powder, and it makes your eyes water a lot. Basically, you'll cry a little bit. You're meant to eat the tears. They'll taste like the best thing you've ever tasted.
Sounds a little bit like onions.
I mean, it depends if onions make your tears taste like the best thing in the world.
Not too sure on that one, my friend.
It depends. If you want to sample the finest delicacies in life without having to cook yourself, this is probably your bet. And I can imagine on the long roads.
Oh, does it supply sustenance?
No. It just tastes good. It doesn't actually provide any sustenance, I'm afraid.
How much would you be asking for that?
So this bag will only give you 2 uses. Take about half of it, because every use of it basically will set you crying for about 15 minutes, which is a lot of tears, I'm sure you can understand. So 2 uses is 50 gold. Like I say, it's the greatest taste you'll ever have, though.
Why do I feel I need to buy this?
It depends. Do you want pure pleasure for taste, or do you not?
But yes, but I also like being hydrated.
Maybe drink some water with it, then.
Go on then, you driver. I don't know what I'm doing.
So he just kind of smiles and gives you this bag of powder.
Okay, so
You now... So then?
So that'd be 130 gold.
Yeah, but you've already given me the other gold, I believe, haven't you?
Yes, I did. So what's that now?
That's just 50 gold.
Just 50 gold, yeah?
Yeah, you've already paid for the other stuff, so... But in total, it is... Yeah, 130, I believe.
Okay. Can I just meta-wise, I haven't actually given you the 80 gold from the one before.
Okay, then give him the 80 gold from before. I was under the assumption that you paid him.
Oh, well, I was just going to say yes, so I only owe you 50 now.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay. 11.
No, you still owe me that 80 gold from before. I don't sample my own product, you see. I'm not, like, high myself right now, so 130, please.
Are you sure? I could have sworn these swaps.
Just kind of leans forward. You can smell, like, rancid breath. It smells like death, almost.
Okay.
130 gold.
Alright. Okay. My mistake. Honest mistake, sorry. Just counting my money. Yes. Seems to be my folly. I do apologise.
Well, word of advice. Don't get yourself a bad reputation around here. Else people won't sell anything to you. Not just me, but the reputable dealers too.
Oh, absolutely. You must understand, I mean, I do this frog's legs pace stuff all the time, so you can understand my head. It struggles to follow such things as numbers.
I'm just imagining Iyvak as just like, how do you do, fellow drug users? I will take one drug, please.
Yeah, so...
Just this monk.
Just this straight cut monk, just like, I will do all of the drugs, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you give him the 130 gold, he just kind of nods and just kind of like backs away slightly, expecting you to walk away. So, Rag, we're now joining you again as Iyvak's descent into drugs begins.
Jolly good.
We get back to Rag. You're now heading towards the other locker room. You're still a good 15 feet away. You're starting to head down the little tunnel towards the locker room.
Okay.
But as you're approaching it, you can hear like a raised voice as you're getting closer and closer. So as you are pretty much almost at the door now, you just hear, "What the hell was that? You were meant to be that son of a bitch into oblivion, not get your ass handed to you. Not only that, but my goddamn ring." Kind of hear like a muffled voice underneath, just like, "Ooh, I don't want to hear excuses. I gave you those goddamn goji leaves so that you'd win, not lose like a fucking weakling. And without me, you'd be nothing."
Smile on my face at this point. I'm gonna wait, stay behind the door, so if I hear anything else.
You just hear like more shouting and then just kind of like a sound of someone hitting something. You pull a shit stunt like that again, we're gonna have real problems. And docking your pay until that fucking ring is fixed. But get out of here. Can't even stand the sight of you. Got nose bleeding everywhere, getting all over everything. There's a bit of silence for a sec, and Rag, you hear footsteps heading towards you.
I'm gonna stand. I'm just move out the way of the door So when it opens, it will cover my whole body.
Roll me a stealth check with disadvantage, please.
Oh, come on, it's not stealth, I'm just moving.
You're a big-ass orc trying to hide behind a door as it opens.
Why disadvantage?
Because you're a big-ass orc.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So, oh, God.
If anyone other than Iyvak tried that, it'd be disadvantage, because you're both, heavy-set boys.
8.
The door opens, and as the door opens, you can see that it's only, up to here. Half of your face and body is completely uncovered by this door. However, luckily enough, Shordug just doesn't even notice you. He just walks on. He doesn't turn around or anything. His head's lowered. You can see there's blood trickling down, dropping onto the floor. He just continues walking on.
I'm surprised it didn't kill the fucker.
For me.
No.
Actually, Shorduk.
He just kind of stops for a second, just turns around, and you can see from his face he's been hit a couple of times since the fight. What do you want? Who are you? Oh wait, no. You're that guy, that dragon guy's manager. What do you want?
What was all that about downstairs?
Kind of walks over to you. What do you mean? What was all that about?
Do you often let him speak to you like that?
Well, can't say I'm too happy about it, but Murug got me where I am, Before him, I was just a fisherman. Didn't like it. Couldn't kill things. So, I kind of owe him, And, to be fair, he's right, isn't he? I didn't need to get the ring destroyed like that. I'm meant to be the champion here, and I've got my ass handed to me by you and by the other dragon guy. Don't know what I'm supposed to do, really.
And is that what you want, to be the champion around here?
I mean, it's all I'm good at. Fighting, breaking, being a champion. But I can't, if I've lost twice in a row.
He may be looking for a replacement now.
What do you mean? A replacement? For the first time, you've heard actual emotion in his voice now.
Well, you've lost the first time. And Murray lost a lot of money. You've lost the second time, he's lost a hell of a lot more money. I don't think he's going to bow down and just settle for that. Murray wants somebody who will never lose.
Oh, and you reckon you're the one to do that?
I don't say I'm the one, that's not what I intend at all. I have no intentions of stepping on yours or anybody else's toes in this matter.
Very well, very well.
But
so why raise it up then?
I just wanted to make you aware, to be on all sides of caution.
Trust me, I'm very aware.
So you'd like to keep your position as champion in this arena?
I think that's a bit obvious, yeah.
Would you prefer to wait for somebody else?
Well, I'm not really sure how there'd be anyone else. Murug's the one who runs the only fighting ring around here.
But maybe Murug's days are numbered.
Kind of just leans in really close. I don't know what you're suggesting there.
I'm suggesting that an orc like yourself would not normally stand for something that's just happened to you down there.
Oh, I agree. But let's be honest here. Walk to walk. If anything was to happen to Mr. Murrock, who do you think could be the prime suspect in all of that? Probably that big-ass orc that's always following him around, right? Us orcs, all we can do is be violent. So eventually, this big orc has snapped, hasn't he? And killed that poor little goblin. That's what they'd say.
What they would say, it was you.
Oh, of course they would. Of course they would. So if anything is to happen to, Murrock, well, I'm not going to be around. And, I mean, I just hope if anything does happen to him, just leans in really close, that it's an accident.
Very interesting.
Very
So that's all, Mr. Rag. I believe even though I lost, there's still a party going on in the other locker room. And I don't know, well, you probably don't because you guys are outsiders and whatnot. But I'm kind of seen as a bit of a leader around here, and if I don't show my face, other fighters might be a bit dejected. Bit sad.
I'll see you around, Sherlock.
Aye. I'll see you around, friend. Just kind of clasps his hand on your shoulder. Good luck.
I'm going to walk down the stairs. And try and find Murrock.
So are you walking into the other locker room then, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're now at the door of the other locker room. You can just hear pacing and stuff like that. And then the pacing stops.
I'm going to knock on the door.
There's no response.
And I shall open it.
You open the locker room door, and this locker room is pretty much the same as the other one, except it's not all being pushed aside for a party. There's benches in the centre and all that kind of jazz. But that's it, it's just completely empty.
Okay, no sign of Murrock?
Not that you can see.
I'll shout at him, Murrock! Murrock!
No answer.
Can I say, is there any other doors in this room? Or
There's no immediate... There's no door. Pretty much there is, like, the entrance where you've just come in through, and that's it.
Can I have a look around? Tap on some walls, see if any of them are fake.
Yeah, roll me perception, please. No, investigation, sorry. Investigation.
24.
So it takes a little bit of time, and you are literally just kind of like... You manage to go around the entire room, knocking at pretty much head height, trying to find a fake panel or something, and there's nothing. But then you remember, Murrock's a goblin. Little short guy. And as you're looking around, you notice that some of the benches look a little bit out of place. Rather than being flush, they're kind of like bent outwards. So you lean down and knock, and this time it's a bit of a hollow knock on one of the panels.
In the wall itself?
Yeah, so like the benches are pulled away slightly, and at the bottom half of the wall there's a bit of a hollow knock.
Is there anything I can pull to open quietly?
It looks like the walls itself, they're kind of like panels and stuff, so you might be able to grab around the panel and pull it.
Yeah, let me give it a go.
You know what? No, because you're big, it won't really. Yeah, so you just kind of like arms on the side and just pull backwards, and this panel just kind of like pops straight off. You can see that there's a bit of a tunnel, a bit small, but there's a tunnel.
Can I fit into it?
You kind of crouch down. You're crouching, and you're not going to get into it crouching. But if you go completely prone on your belly and kind of like army crawl through it, you might just get there.
Bim it.
It just kind of uncurls itself.
What does Master...
Fucking hell.
What does Rag want?
Do you think you can fit through that tiny gap there?
Just kind of looks up at you, then looks at this hole, which is like quite a bit bigger than it at this point.
Bimmet can for steak.
You drive a hard bargain, Bimmet.
Bimmet does, yes. Steak.
Bimmet, I think you know what's going on here. You've been with me for the duration of
Bimmet knows that if Bimmet is to do a job for Rag that others do not know about, Bimmet gets steak.
Just kind of shuffles.
Yeah, Bimmet does get steak. Bimmet's very good. Do you have any idea what's at the other end of that tunnel, Bimmet? Who is at the other end of that tunnel?
Just kind of leans in and just, with his nostrils.
Little man.
Little man, yes.
The one we were seeing tonight.
Do you think you could do me one really, really large favour, Bimmet?
I can see where this is going.
How much food Bimmet get?
Bimmet can get, from now until the rest of his dying breath, a steak for breakfast. And whatever we can find, a steak for breakfast and for tea, for dinner, until we leave this place. And then Rag will make it his job to always find you food throughout the day.
He just kind of shuffles and he starts bounding around a little bit, like a bit of an excited puppy when you tell it it's going for walks or something like that. Just plumes of smoke coming out of its nostrils. Just eventually settles down, sits in front of you, just looks up.
Let me get a please.
Okay, well, we need to work together on this. This guy needs to go.
Go where?
He needs to disappear from this existence forever.
He doesn't say anything about that.
But we can't have this coming back to me. This needs to look like an accident. Do you know what that means? You know what looking like an accident means?
Ironically, yes, because I've just knocked off my beer. The best form of an accident. Yeah, Steve. Definitely didn't make that obvious. As you ask him what an accident is, he just kind of tilts his head to the side.
What does that mean, Bimmet?
What's an accident?
Okay. An accident is, in this form, in this case, death. That shouldn't have been death, but unfortunately it's death.
Amazing description.
Bimmet confused. Why death if not death?
Sometimes death shouldn't be death. But in this case, it needs to be death.
Like Bimmet bite little man's throat, but not enough to kill him. But he still dies.
Sounds good. But if said man has a chunk out of his throat when he is found, what do you think people will say?
People will say, Bimmet did it. That big dragon killed a big goblin.
Exactly.
My word, that Bimmet is a big dragon.
Exactly. Yes, it will raise too many questions for us. It
And
needs to
people
be
will
more.
fear Bimmet.
We need to find a way where said man perishes, but it cannot be drawn back to us.
So no biting his throat.
No bite in his throat.
What about his ankles? Ooh, Bimit knows. Bimit set fire to his room.
That's more like it. That's
And then
more
set
like
fire
it.
to the little man.
What I need you to do, Bimit, is take this candle.
Just places this big candle in its mouth. Like, ah. Looking side to side, really confused.
I need you to take this candle. In fact, give me the candle back.
Just kind of like, just spits it back into your hand.
Okay,
Bimit
on a
did not
serious,
like
on a,
candle, tasted
no.
waxy.
On a serious note, we need to set fire to his room.
Kind of plumes
With
more
him in
smoke
it, and
out.
he needs to stay in it until this room is burnt to the ground.
Bimit can do the fire, but in this form, Bimit too small to keep
I
little
know.
man.
Bimit needs to crawl through the tunnel and remove the crystal around his neck. Do you think you'd be too large for the room?
If Bimit do that, Bimit can't fit back through the tunnel.
Bimit can put the crystal back on after he's blown fire.
How dexterous do you believe Bimit is with his claws?
I believe Bimit is extremely dexterous. Bimit can
Just
fly.
kind of proves it by kind of like trying to scratch at the colour and it's not doing anything.
Bimit dexterous in air, but Bimit claws are good for cutting and rending.
Rag will come with you. Rag will come with you and have a little chat with our friend. Then when Rag gives a signal, you burn it to the ground. I'll remove the crystal for you and I will replace it back.
Very well.
Uh,
Let's go cook a goblin.
Let's go cook a goblin. You must remember this man cannot leave the room once we enter. If he tries to leave the room, I'm sure I can handle it, but
Can Bimit eat cooked goblin?
I don't think Bimit will have time to eat cooked goblin.
Oh,
Bimit has many steaks waiting back tonight, remember?
day.
Yeah, very fresh. Fresh steaks.
What's fresher than goblin that Bimit just cooked, though?
Steak.
Very well.
She kind
Um,
of nods in agreement.
follow my lead for now then, Bimit. I'm going to take the candle. I'm going to take the candle out of
Yeah.
my person and hold it, and I'm going to crawl through the tunnel until I reach a point where something needs to change.
So, yeah, you are heading through this tunnel. It is short. You can tell it's meant for a goblin. Your arms and your shoulders are starting to catch on the sides. You're kind of still shuffling through it. It actually reminds you a little bit of the cave that you found Bimit in when, you know, your loot was getting caught and everything like that. Speaking of which, do you still have your loot on you?
Yes, I do, yeah.
The loot is now starting to scrape a little bit against the tunnel. It's not getting to the point where it's like stopping you, but every
I'll
so
drop
often
it.
you drop it behind you. Luckily, it doesn't make that much of a noise when you drop it.
Okay.
You continue shuffling through, and after another minute or two, the tunnel opens up, and you see that you are now in a medium-sized room, which looks to be, in terms of height, looks like it might be about 6.5 feet tall, give or take. The room itself, yeah, so it fits you, but not by much.
Do I know? Bimit's not bigger than me in his normal form, is he? I know that.
Bimit is like the size of between the size of a large dog and a small horse. You reckon when he becomes
grown?
Yeah, you reckon
when he's got his crystal off.
Yeah, you reckon when he becomes a young dragon, he might be bigger than you, but you don't really know the timeline of dragons, so you're not sure when that will happen. But the room that you're now currently in is lit by numerous torches on the wall. There's a bed that's located in the northwest corner of the room, and it comes out into the center. Pardon?
Flame torches?
Yeah, flaming torches.
Okay.
There's a bed in the northwest corner of the room, and it comes outwards into the center. At the base is a locked chest. There's also a wardrobe kind of like to your left as you enter. And on the other side, on the east side, is a desk that stretches right across the room. On the desk itself, there are a lot of small little trees with red leaves on them. They look like they're being lit, but it's odd. It's not fire that's lighting it. It looks like they're being lit by magic somehow. There's also a lot of small crystals on the desk. Floor, as you walk out, you can tell it's stone, but there's a large shag carpet in the center of the room.
Okay, no, any sign of Murug?
Roll me a perception.
11.
There's a mass on the bed, like underneath the covers.
Okay. Bimit?
Yes.
Bimit.
Yes.
Bimit
Yes.
smell. Bimit smell, if that is a word. Is he here?
That little man in bed.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay.
I'm going to. I'm not even gonna take it that stealthy. I'm just gonna look around the room for the gold. He shouldn't be in bed. He should have come and given me the gold that he owes me. So I'm gonna look around his room and find it.
Roll me an investigation check then, as you're now walking towards like the desk on the right hand side, looking around for stuff.
11.
So there doesn't appear to be any gold on the on the desk itself. You can see that there are, like I said, there's those little trees, and the leaves look very similar to those leaves that person was eating before that almost started a fight with Gregor. There's also a bunch of little crystals on the desk. None of them look like the kind of crystals that you're interested in the new mine crystals. They don't look like new mine crystals, essentially.
Okay, I'll put them in my bag of holding anyway.
Okay, you've now got 6 clear crystals.
6 clear crystals. I'm going to take off the crystal around Bimit's neck and put it around mine.
Okay, as you do that, Bimit stops being the size of a little bay dragon, and you can hear like cracking and popping as his form seems to change and enlarge. Once again, he's now raised up to his full height. He now looks to be the size of a medium horse rather than a small horse. He looks like he's grown a little bit since the last time.
That's how we like it, Bimit.
His wings kind of flay out a little bit before resting back. As they flay out, they take up about 3/4 of the room size in terms of width.
Okay, so remember where the tunnel is, Bimit?
Tunnels behind, yes.
Tunnel's behind. That's our escape route. That's where we need to come back out. So
Yes.
everything in front of us right now needs to be ablaze shortly. As we escape, blaze it more.
Bimit understand. But Bimit can only do breath once.
Is the breath good enough to enlighten this whole room and make it burn down?
Kind of nods his head.
Then that's all we need.
This is only small room. Bimit able to do more fire when Bimit is older. But Bimit's still young.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Murug and I'm gonna shake him. Wake up! Wake up!
Just kind of wakes with a start.
What? The fuck are you doing here?
Where's my money?
You meant to go to the bedders.
And you're not meant to be in bed.
What can I say? I've had a bad night.
What can you say? What can I say?
Your fighter broke my ring.
Irrelevant.
No, very relevant.
It's not my problem.
It kind of is. That fight is your responsibility.
The fight went as legitimately as possible.
A legitimate fight doesn't mean that you blow up the ring.
Gregor won this fight tonight.
And why the hell did your dragon jump on you? Seems a bit weird that little fit.
He just kind of looks around and then sees the big form of Bimit.
The hell did he get so big?
Exactly.
Either way. What the hell happened? 1 second, your fighter's about to fall over, then your dragon jumps on you. And then he's all fine and blowing up my goddamn ring.
It's nothing to do with us.
He knows.
He just kind of thinks for a second.
Seems like an awful big coincidence.
Are you trying to say that there's some form of magic going on? You know there's no possibility of any magic.
You want to bet?
Just looks upwards at the ceiling. Do you follow his gaze?
Now that you've put it that way. Yeah, I'll look up, yeah.
In the centre, the very centre of the ceiling, there is a black crystal embedded in the ceiling. A large black crystal. That looks like a scaled up version of the one that's on Bimit's necklace.
Okay.
I put that in to stop people from dying in the ring. If it looks like they're about to die, then we can have medics immediately resuscitate them with magic. So it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility for someone to realize that and heal their fighter.
All seriousness aside, I think we all know what's going on here. You owe me money, Marug.
I'll give you 2,000. 100 taken out to fix my ring. It's going to take me over 1,000 gold to fix that ring. 100's the least I can do.
2,000 gold.
Yeah. I'll take 100 gold out to help fix the ring. It's not even a tenth of what it'll cost me.
I can agree to that.
Very well. Just give me some space and tell your little bodyguard to back the fuck up.
As he says that, I'm just going to approach one of the walls where the lanterns are.
Yeah.
Stand next to it. So, where is this money?
I'm getting it. Just give me a second.
Just kind of literally crawls forward on his bed and reaches onto the chest, places his hand on it, and you hear like a ch as it unlocks and it pulls open. There's a lot of gold in that chest, amongst other like little trinkets and treasures. A lot.
2,000, wasn't it?
2,000
I was going to be thick.
Kind of reaches in, pulls out a giant amount of gold and plonks it on the bed. You just hear like a... as all of this gold is emptied onto the bed. Just kind of starts counting it, coin by coin. Like every single coin he's counting out. That's 4 gold. That's 5 gold. That's 6 gold. Are you going to wait for him to finish counting out the gold?
I'm waiting a little bit, yeah.
After 10 minutes, he's got to 600 gold. No, sorry, hang on, actually. Yeah, after 10 minutes, he's got to 600 gold that he's counted out. He's just doing this very slowly on purpose. You kind of just been stood against the side of the wall, just like for 10 minutes as he's counting gold.
I'm going to pick the lantern up from the side of the wall.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the lantern.
Yeah, Rag's got this lantern. His Murrug is still just like 602, 603, 600. Is that a 2 or 3? 4, 605.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to approach Murrug.
607.
I'm going to grab him. I'm going to grab him by the throat.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hold him up. I'm going to walk over to the bed.
You're already at the bed. He was counting up the bed.
Hey up.
Gaz's face.
Remember, whilst this is a mature stream, there's certain things that we're not breaching on here. You've literally...
What? Baby's ready.
Can you grab the gold out of the chest, please?
With what? Baby's mouth.
Just looks confused at you.
I'm gonna chuck Bimit down, Murrug down.
Chuck, slam him onto the bed.
God.
Stay in the distance. By God, he's choke slammed him.
Hold the torch into his face.
Yeah, it's like centimeters away. It's kind of like, what the hell are you thinking? Have you still got him by the throat at this point?
Yeah.
He's just like, what the hell do you think you're doing? I won't get away with this.
I'm gonna take my rope out. I'm gonna tether him to his bed.
Okay, yeah. So you've now kind of like tied him to his bed. What the hell is this?
Kinky.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
If he's restrained,
the best night of your life.
If he's restrained, I'm gonna let go of his throat and I'm gonna head over to the chest.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna.
He's kind of thrashing against the rope, but
I'm gonna throw all the gold in my bag of holding.
This is dark.
You kind of just like empty the entire chest. There are lots of golds. You just hear like literally through the entire chest. You just kind of hear as it's all pouring in. There's a couple of like large chalices as well, and like golden plates and stuff like that. There's lots of like just trinkets and stuff.
Yeah,
a couple of gems.
Chucking them all in.
It genuinely takes about. I'm just going to pick these up after. I'm going to pick these up during the break. It takes about 2 minutes of just constant unloading to get into your bag. The first time, your bag actually looks more full. Remember, there is a limit to a bag of holding.
Okay. I don't know whether I've reached that or not.
Not yet, but it's more full than it was, which should tell you something.
I'll fill it as much as it can be filled.
Oh yeah, it all does fit in, but once you've finished filling it, it feels, even though it's only fractionally, but it does feel heavier.
Okay. I'm going to leave a little bit of gold behind in this chest, and then I'm going to close it.
Yeah. Just kind of.
Can I see? Is there any drapes in this room?
No drapes in this room.
No drapes.
Nope.
Any cloth,
there is the
fabrics of any?
There's the shag rug on the floor.
The shag rug. Okay.
Yeah. While you're doing this, Murrug is just cursing you out constantly.
Yeah.
Just threatening to kill you.
Don't tell me to shut up, I'll fucking kill you.
Shut up!
Make me, bitch.
Oh, I will. With that, I'm going to drop the torch onto the rug.
It drops with just a noise. It immediately sets fire quite quickly, quite high. There's a lot of smoke already starting to plume. You hear like crackling noises.
I'll see you on
the fuck do you think you?
I'll see you on the other side, Murg.
I'll get you for this. You don't think that someone's not gonna notice?
I just sort of walk back towards the tunnel and just sort of look at Bimit and give him a...
This Bimit just opens his mouth and just unleashes a giant torrent of flame into the room. You, as you do this, as he does this, you kind of crouch in and start crawling through. You hear Morog at first still shouting at you, saying that he's going to get you. And then you just start hearing screams of pain. More screams of pain, just screams of absolute agony. And then you feel Bimit try and crawl through behind you, but he's kind of stuck at this point.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, the screams have subsided.
Is it ablaze? This whole place is ablaze.
This whole room is on fire.
Okay. Does it look like Murug is fucked?
He's not screaming anymore.
It's just still.
Yeah.
He's in flames.
That entire room's in flames.
Right,
the
okay.
tunnel is going to become in flames very shortly.
I'm going to put the crystal back over Bimit's neck. Say,
Bimit
Bimit,
immediately
come.
shrinks down. Bimit shrinks down and kind of like gets onto your shoulder.
Yeah, crawling back through the tunnel quite fast now.
As you are doing so, yeah, it is starting to the flames are starting to lick at you slightly.
Yeah, as soon as I get out, I want to put the casing back on the wall and just get out of there as quickly as possible. Close the door on my way up and head back over to the other locker room.
Rag, at this point in time, you've kind of like just replaced that panel back on. As you place it back on, you see, before you place it back on, there's a little bit of smoke that comes out, but you place it on and it seems to stop the smoke for now. But you can feel it's already quite hot.
Yeah, I'm out of there. Back down the stairs or up the stairs, whatever it is, and that door's getting closed behind me as well.
Fair.
Heading straight back across towards the other locker room, but I'm just going to take a quick glance at the betting table if I pass it.
The betting table isn't on that floor; it's at the top floor where the entrances are.
That's even better. Okay, so I'm going to ignore that altogether. I'm not going to run. I'm just going to walk on my normal.
Just going to casually walk, just like
yeah.
Everything's fine, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Well, I've missed nothing. I've been here.
I'm not even thinking about it now. I've closed that door. I'm just walking as if nothing's happened. And I'm going to walk into the other locker room as if I own it like I normally do.
So yeah, you walk into the locker room and there are still people chatting and everything like that, just chatting amongst each other. Gregor and Iyvak are now sat down drinking. Gregor has his drink at last. They seem to be drinking in silence though. It looks a little awkward between the two of them.
What, Gregor and Iyvak?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna have a look around. Does anybody seem like they've noticed my entrance or?
Not massively. People are just chatting amongst themselves. They're not really gonna. They're drinking. They're having various recreational drugs from the cellars that Iyvak has spent a lot of money with. No one's really paying attention to other people.
All right.
However, as you do walk. Sorry, I was just going to say, as you do walk by, you do see that Shorduck is there chatting to people as well.
Right, okay. I'm going to grab a drink.
Yeah, so you grab like a glass bottle and it's just full of random generic alcohol. Beer. It's just full of beer.
Grab it and I'm just going to walk around and just mingling with people.
Yeah, so you're just kind of walking around there, you're just... Well, that fight was good. Shodok should have won. No, that other guy was good. Hey, Shodok, what do you think? Just see from the other side. Then just like, cheers and stuff like that.
Doesn't seem to be any hard feelings between Shodok and Gregor in that room then.
Shodok isn't near Gregor at this point in time.
Okay. Yeah. Be free to move on then. I'm just mingling.
Gregor, you've noticed that Shodok's in the room, but you and Iyvak had still just sat down drinking, so it's your call.
I'm just going to sit silent. I'd take a quick glance at him to see what kind of damage he's taken.
So, his nose is still massively busted from where you smashed it up, and you can see a little bit of bruising across the side still, but you're not sure if that's where you hit him or there's other damage. Because you swore with you being left-handed? Right, okay. You swore that being right-handed, you hit the left side of his face. And yet, the right side of his face is bruised as well.
I'd take a look and just give a little smile, but then look straight down to my face and then just carry on.
Still drinking along, yeah. Iyvak, what about you? What are you up to at this point?
No, I'm just going to say to Greg, I think you hurt more than his face. Maybe a bit of his pride, don't you think?
I just give a little thingy, but then just carry on sipping.
I'll just like,
Everything's fine between us.
Yes. Where's Rag?
You say this, and even though you hadn't noticed him leave before, as you say, where's Rag, you look around and you see him intermingling with people.
No, there he is. No, obviously we're not good enough for his company today. Can I try and wave him?
Yeah, you are now waving across the room, Rag. It's your call whether or not you notice Iyvak or whether or not you follow back to him.
Oh. Yes. I'll walk over to Iyvak.
Yeah, you are now next to Iyvak and Greg.
Pleasure to see you too, my friend. Did you find your person for money?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be here.
It's not here.
This is where we're supposed to meet. This is the whole reason we're staying back after this.
Well, yes. Only you not found him because this is why we're here.
I'm hoping he's going to turn up soon because I'd really rather like to go, to be honest.
Well, yes, I would. I mean, we've got this thing in a couple of days, haven't we?
Exactly.
We need to start thinking about that. I mean,
just to point out, that contract is due not this evening, but the next evening. So 24 hours-ish.
We need to start getting our planning. We need to start getting our planning heads on. We've got this thing we need to sort out for this little favour.
It'd be good to get some rest, but I should really have my money. Can I try and? He should be here. He'll turn up.
Well, I thought that's where he was. Where have you been?
I've been in here.
What, just standing in the crowd?
Just mingling and waiting.
Yeah.
Go to the bed.
This is the only place. This is the only room where anybody is. So this is where I was supposed to meet. Have some drinks and have a chat.
Do you want to while away the hours in here?
Oh, I'd rather not. No, I'd rather go. Should I maybe try and come back in the morning before we have our thing to do tomorrow?
Well, I have no money invested in this, Greg. To be perfectly honest.
You don't think he's going to try and stiff me, do you?
I don't know, but it's a fool's game, like I said before. So fools lose.
Well,
don't forget you owe me.
Can agree to that. Yes, Gregor, I owe you.
As this is happening, everyone roll me a perception check, please.
15 for me.
Natural 1.
9.
Okay. Let's start top down this time then. Rag, As you're chatting to Iyvak, you notice that there is a very thin layer of smoke now starting to make its way into the locker room. It's been about 10-15 minutes since you torched the moored sleeping quarters. So you see that there's a very thin layer of dark smoke that other people don't seem to have recognised. Iyvak, you got 9?
Yeah.
You are noticing... Oh god, you're very delayed. You are noticing that it's getting warm, but you're not sure why. And Gregor, you're just... Oh, actually, I needed to roll this for you. You're just oblivious to it all. You're just kind of like, oh, this is a nice place, isn't it?
Very nice. Very nice.
I'll just tap Iyvak. Iyvak,
Yes?
do you see that smoke?
No? Does feel
Look,
mighty warm,
look.
though.
As he
Yes,
points it
look.
out, you see like a thin layer of smoke now starting to form a bit more cohesively. It's
Right.
around people's ankles at this point, but it's now starting to rise.
Reg?
Yeah.
Where... I mean... I don't like to come across as a seasoned vet, but normally, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Shall
Is
we...
anybody else?
Shall we head to the exit before there might be a bit of a scuffle to get there?
Before I answer that, is anybody else noticing in the room the smoke?
One or two people are, not many.
I'll be like,
Sorry, I was just going to say, Shawbuck has kind of noticed it. There's a bit of a shocked look on his face. And Rag, he just whips his head around and looks at you.
I'm not going to make eye contact with him. I'll look at the other people that are noticing it and just sort of shrug my shoulders towards them to say what's going on.
is there any water? Like
There's
in the room?
There's liquid, but not water. There's alcohol.
I really like this room.
Pretty much, Gregor. You're just like, what a nice room. The vibe in here is very nice.
It's just my thing.
Okay.
I was going to say, Iyvak, I'm allowing you one action before the next thing happens. People are now starting to realise, little by little, that their vision is getting clouded, not just because of the amount of alcohol they've drank, or because of the substances they may or may not have taken.
Oh, I'm just going to go out and say it then.
Does alcohol count as water then? Or is it water?
What is your ability again? Way of the...
The shape of the flowing river. It sounds like water to me.
I was
Well,
going to say...
yeah, you can spend 1 key point to choose an area. Yeah, of ice or water. You specifically say water, so probably not, is it?
Great, now I've got a physics paper. Oh, actually, someone else has asked the exact same thing. I wouldn't say so, no. It's got to be something. I would say it's got to be something that could reasonably be called water. So, like sewage and stuff, potentially, but beer, nah.
Yeah, because it's like changing ice to water and that, and not everything freezes like.
Exactly, alcohol has different freezing points.
Okay. Alright. Right, I'm actually going to go towards where I'm seeing the smoke, because I don't think that's what I'm going to do, basically, because I think that's what I should be doing.
So that is the entry, that's like the tunnel towards the ring.
Yeah, I'm going to go investigate.
Okay, Gregor, you're still just kind of sat here, just being all like, what a nice... Oh, Iyvak's going somewhere. What about...
On my way, I'm going to be like...
Oh.
On my way, I'm going to be like, Greg, on your toes, claws, whatever you walk with, and then...
Yeah, Greg, come on.
Where are we going?
Something's not quite right here.
Well, I have not finished my beer.
Leave the beer.
I just hit the beer with me.
Okay, so are you leaving the locker room now? Which way are you going? Are you just trying to go directly up the stairs or through the ring?
What's going on? Why are you taking me away?
See this smoke, Gregor? Look.
Do I?
You see it now that it's pointed out to you, yes.
Oh. Fire?
Exactly. Let's go.
Fire!
Oh God.
Gregor, with you shouting that, you get everyone's attention. Everyone realises that there is now smoke everywhere. People start panicking.
And I was just gonna be like, thanks, Greg. I was trying to avoid that.
People are starting to yell. Some people are like trying to force their way up the stairs, like the side entrance directly to the entrance to the arena. It's now starting to get blocked from people like just roar, get out of the way! No, I've got to save myself. People are starting to block each other, like trying to get up the stairs. There's just like a mad throng of people there.
Go.
Which way are you trying to go?
Oh,
you can
the
either.
stairs too. There's a two.
There's the stairs, which are currently being blocked now by the massive panic of people trying to get up there. There are like a good 20 or 30 people just shoving each other, trying to get through. Or you can try and head through the ring entrance. You'd have to then scale up basically where the stairs are. So it is climbable because Iyvak jumped from the stands into the ring itself.
Yeah. Well, Gregor, should we go this way?
Let's do it.
Oh well, I'm gonna use my step of the wind so I can just jump up there.
Well, you're not there yet. You're in the tunnel.
Can I?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to the tunnel, and then he shouted fire. So I'm like at the tunnel. So
you're pretty much at the tunnel at this point. Okay, so Iyvak, seeing as you were there first, we'll start with you. You get to the fighting arena, and as you're getting there, the smoke is getting worse and worse and worse. It's getting to the point where you almost can't see. You're looking around, and you can just start seeing flames starting to lift around the walls. There's a vast plume of flames that just shoot out from the other side of the locker rooms. The ring itself is starting to catch on fire. Some of the stands are catching. You're looking around and like bits of rock and stuff are starting to crumble due to the heat. They're like cracking and crumbling.
Go on, we need to get out of here.
Who am I with at this point?
You're currently with Rag because Iyvak had already pretty much got to the arena.
Where we
The
going?
two of
Where we going?
Out.
Yes, that
The
makes
two of-
sense.
The two of you have now caught up with Iyvak, who's just kind of like stood like in the entrance looking at this scene of just utter carnage as fire is overtaking the entire arena.
What's going on?
Let's push.
fire.
There's that. It's just like more flames escape, just more rock, just kind of like pings past one of the rocks, like one of the rocks from the expanded heat and stuff. Literally just smashes next to you.
I think it's time to vacate.
Alright, can I go like right
The
behind
grey
the
spot-
crowd and just start pushing as hard as I can?
Say that again, sorry?
Can I just go behind the crowd and just start pushing as hard as I can? Do you know what I mean?
You would have to go back into the locker room for that.
Oh, would I? Alright.
Yeah, you're currently in the arena. The massive people aren't going into the arena. They're trying to get through that single small door. Up the
Is this
stairs.
that's the only way out, is it?
In that locker, from the locker room, yeah. Otherwise, you would go through the arena, which you would climb up onto the stands and then through the ticket entrances.
Which me and Gregor have already done that, haven't we?
Nope, you're at the base of the arena. You are all at the base of the arena.
Right. Can I look up to the balcony and go, up there?
Yes.
Can I just... Are we really going to leave all those people to burn alive?
They're like screaming and ah!
And while they're
Let me out.
stood
Yes.
While they're stood there staring, I'm going to run back to the door and try and break the wall somehow.
Alright, give me a reason as to how you break the wall, and also... You know what? No, I'm just going to let you say that. I'm going to let you try this first.
I'm going to turn around to these two and go, help!
Right, I'll grab me book. I'll just start hitting the people on the heads as I go past to get them to move, so I can get to them.
So wait, are you going back into the locker room now then?
I'm heading back to Iyvak if he wants help.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the locker room. I'm at the, the door they're trying to all get through.
Yeah, that's in the locker room.
All right. Well, can I? But is the smoke going through the tunnel then, so I can't get through it?
The smoke's going through the tunnel. You can get through it, but the flames are now starting to loop around and stuff. It's starting to get harder to pass back and forth. It's starting to spread.
Right, I just sent to Iyvak and Rag to say, I've got an idea, and I run back into the ring, and
Okay.
and I get my infinite rope out. I'm gonna chuck it, maybe make like a poop, and try and hook it on something on the top level.
Okay, I'm going to need you to roll a couple of things then, because you're running into a room filled with fire. The ring itself is now... Yeah, I was going to say, you're running into the arena, and like I said, the ring itself is now starting to catch properly. So if you're doing that... Let's have a look. I would need you to roll me just a straight up dex to begin with, to get into that room with all the fire without getting yourself burned.
Yeah, I'm rethinking that now. I was going to say I could throw a rope up and tell everyone to come through, but if it's already on fire, it's yeah, no one's going to do that, are they?
Yeah, literally, it's only the part of the room that the entrance of the room that isn't fully on fire yet.
I have a flash of what I was going to do, but then I kind of come back to my senses and think, yeah, that's not going to work, and just turn back.
Okay.
Like Sherlock Holmes, that sort of
Just a quick flash forward.
Yeah, exactly. I just turn back as we need to make this door bigger, where everyone's coming out.
I'm saying nothing. I'm just going to let you guys figure this one out.
I've got a crowbar, if that's any use to anyone.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Where the smoke is.
Yeah.
And
So where the arena is.
Yeah. With fire. I take it I can see fire somewhere.
There is fire lapping around the room. The room is pretty much full of fire. The only part that isn't on fire is the stands themselves, although it's getting there.
Right. Okay. Can I get a ball of fire then? Put it through the tunnel.
Okay.
With my elemental attunement.
Yeah.
I'll basically create an arrow shape pointing towards the tunnel.
How are you doing the magic?
It's with my key points, elemental attunement.
Yeah, but I need to see if this is magic or not.
Elemental attunement. It's an elemental discipline.
I know, it's just whether or not it classes as magic.
Yeah, it's not a key point actually. Alright. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to say that it's still classes as magic.
Okay, I'll just go look completely stupid, going, why doesn't it work?
Iyvak!
Yes!
Here! I'll run over to him. Can I reach him now?
Yeah, you guys can still run to and from the tunnel. You've not got much
We're
time.
running about like headless chickens here.
I'll reach him, and with Bennett on my shoulder, I'll say, just discreetly, but hold this.
What are you passing me?
What Bennett's got around his neck. Because
right.
you know what that
is.
is.
Bennett, pretty much.
Hold this and try again.
Oh, what the bracelet thing?
Yeah, just hold it. You wanted me to hold it.
Okay. I'm going to try again then.
So you kind of grab the bracelet and try again, and this time, is there anything you need to roll for it, or is it just a straight up hand trick?
It just says you can use your actions to briefly control elemental forces within 30 feet of you. How big's the tunnel?
It just makes it.
Ah, cool. Yeah. And I want to just create like an arrow shape directing like above the tunnel.
What, so kind of like directing people to the tunnel?
Yeah.
One or two people take note of it.
Yeah, it's a long
The rest are still... I was going to say, and even when they see it, you're pretty much telling them to run towards the fire. So they're not really paying attention to that. They just think you're trying to move them away so that you can get up the stairs.
Right, it's not working. Let's...
Eric, just leave these people.
Where's the exit? No! You can't just leave people to burn.
Why not?
Because it's the decent thing to do.
Ugh.
The exit on the other side, do I know where that is?
What do you mean on the other side? In the arena itself?
Yeah, well, where they
in-
are. In the locker room where they're trying to get out.
Okay, so you know that the one that they're trying to do in the locker room is just it's literally a single stairway leading up to the entrance of the arena to the Fighters Guild. You know, like where you place your bets, where you buy your tickets and stuff like that. You know that the one in the arena, so at the top of the arena where the stands are, that's literally the ticket gates that you have to pass through to get into the stands. Either way, both of them lead you back out to the top floor, like the entrance floor, of the Fighters Arena. Fighters Guild, sorry.
Iyvak, use your eyes on the people.
What do you mean?
Do you know when you first used your powers on me?
Yes, but I have to see them, don't I?
They're right there.
Right, we're not coming up with anything here. Let's go up and round to the other side. Maybe there'll be something else we can do. And we'll be close to the exit, will we?
I would like to leave.
I know you would. Right, let's go. Right, I'm going to go up onto the balconies of where they are, and then go around the other side.
Okay, so roll me an acrobatics check. You kind of run into the room, into the arena itself, and yet you see that it's even more on fire now. You can't even see the other side anymore, where the other locker room is. The flames are now pretty much engulfed the ring, and they're starting to climb up the walls towards the stands. If you're going to try and climb up the actual stand itself, roll me an acrobatics check, please.
Okay, this is something that I can use Step of the Wind, where I can jump double the distance as well.
Okay,
If I use a key point.
I was going to say, that is just discipline, so I won't class that as magic. That's just your monthly physical discipline.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
25.
And what's your distance with Step of the Wind?
That would be my walk distance is 40. I'm using this thing now, so I'm just trying to find where it is. Well, my walking is 40 feet. You can work out jump from that, can't you?
Off the top of my head, I can't, because I'm keeping other things in my head.
I thought it was just like half of it or something.
No, it's equal to your strength score.
Oh, it's my jump.
Yeah.
Okay. And my strength. 13. Right. Oh, that's saving throw. So 13 is my strength.
Were you using Step of the Wind there, or...?
Yeah, so that puts me at...
That's 26?
26, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so Iyvak, you kind of run into this room, you see the flames licking, you see like some of the roof now starting to collapse down a little bit, hits the floor, then just sets on fire. You take a run, you jump up, you jump 26 feet in the air, you feel the wind like push you, you're kind of like in the air, just like you kind of land on the stand quite easily. You land about a quarter of the way of the stands.
Okay.
You look down and Rag and Gregor are still on the ground floor where the arena is.
Right, can I turn to Iyvak and say...
Well, you can look up at Iyvak.
I can look up. I just shout to him, Iyvak, and I start swinging my infinite rope
Yeah.
and ask him to catch the other end.
Roll me a strength check, please, as you throw it.
That is... 13, 14, 15, 16.
So yeah, you kind of swing it, you throw it. As you do though, one of the knots in it kind of hits the side of your hand. So it kind of sends the trajectory off a little bit, sends it a bit short. Iyvak, roll me a dex check, please, to see if you can catch this with it like falling a bit short.
By dexterity. Plus 4 to 21.
Yeah, so it kind of like falls a little short, and it kind of bounces on the floor. But as it bounces, you kind of like leap forward and just grab it with both hands.
Thank you, my lizard friend. Right, and then I'm just gonna peg it if I can get there to the doorway.
Well, while you're still holding the rope,
Yeah.
Gregor, as Iyvak is holding the rope, you feel it go taut for a second, but then more length appears.
Okay. Alright. So I just kind of like grip it loosely, so it's just slipping through my hands.
There's just tons of rope. Every so often your hands kind of bounce because there's a knot there. But yeah, there's a lot of rope that's appearing now.
That's okay. But I'm waiting for Iyvak.
Oh. Right, am I at the door?
You are now at the ticket like stand, yeah. It's not a door itself, it is literally just like a barrier.
And everybody's like crammed up on it, I take it.
No, at the moment. So, where you were, there is the stand. You go up the stands, and there's the ticket barrier. Once you pass the ticket barrier, you're in the entrance building. It's in that entrance, on that entrance floor is that door towards the locker rooms.
Right, that's where I'm going. So,
Are you still holding the rope?
yeah.
This rope is just still going, Gregor.
Tie it onto something so we can get up.
Oh, is that what you passed it? Oh,
Yes!
right. I had different ideas. Okay, I'll find something to tie it on.
Yeah, so you just find like a little pole or something, you just wrap it around and tie it, and then you continue running to the door.
Yeah.
I tend to Rag and just say, get off the rope.
Yeah, I was going to say, with me wanting to get out the most, I'll climb up that rope first, and I'm going to use my strength to pull the rope and other people if I need to.
Well, there's no one else there, but yeah, just roll me a strength check then if you're trying to pull yourself up.
I did that on purpose though, because the smoke will make it really hard to find the door. So
21.
Yeah, so Rag, you kind of like you jump up, you grab the rope, and you're just pulling yourself up quite easily. Takes a second or two. Yeah, pretty much. You're climbing faster and faster, realizing that you are now in a bad situation that you've made yourself. Greg, you are now the only one on the floor of the arena. Right. The ring is.
Can I still look down the corridor where everyone's getting piled up in?
So it's not the corridor itself, it's in the actual locker room, remember? Yeah. But at this point in time, the tunnel leading to the locker room is just completely engulfed in smoke. You look around and the fire has now started reaching everywhere. Fire itself is starting to reach down the tunnel.
Gregor, get up!
I just go, shit, and then I just start getting up, trying to get up.
Roll me a strength check, please.
That's not a good start. 8.
You're still tired from the match. So you jump up, you start...
Can I grab onto the other rope like I said I was going to a minute ago and try and pull the rope with him on?
Roll me a strength check with... No, just roll me a strength check. I was going to say with disadvantage because Gregor's weight is on there, but you've not done anything physical today, Rag, so you're still okay.
22.
Okay, so yeah, Gregor, you're kind of clinging onto this rope. You're just out of energy. You're done. But Rag, you kind of like wrap the rope like under and around your shoulder, and you just kind of like jogging up the actual stands themselves towards where the ticket entrance is. As you're doing that, you're kind of like just pulling Gregor up the stand, up the wall. You feel it get a bit lighter, and you realise that you feel it get really heavy for a second, and then lighter as you realise that Gregor's kind of just flumped onto the stands.
As you go, thanks, Rag.
Yeah. Now come on.
Alright, I start grabbing the rope and start pulling it.
Okay,
Leave the rope.
you spend at least 20 seconds trying to gather the rope. The flames are now starting to raise up onto the stand themselves. You manage to get one side of the actual rope back to you, but the other side is still like way off in the distance, where the actual ground floor is, or where the entrance floor is.
Let's go. Just rushing towards you, grabbing the big ball of rope in my hand.
Yeah, you guys make it through the ticket area quite easy. You kind of just like vault straight over this barrier. The smoke is now reaching the entrance, like the entrance floor. Gregor, Iyvak, you are still looking for that door for the locker room if that's what you're doing. Gregor and Rag, you can see Iyvak looking around for a door.
What are you doing?
Well, they sound like they're trapped. Are they trapped in there? I assume.
Well, none of the doors are open, so you can only assume that they might be trapped.
I'm looking for the door. Are you seriously going to leave them?
Do I know where the door is? I presume
Yeah,
I will do. But...
I was going to say it's the door that you went down before.
I'll run over to the door, grab the crystal on Bimit's neck, and just thunderwave.
Is there anything you need to roll for a thunderwave?
No, I don't believe so. It's just...
Can we stand 15 feet away from it?
I mean, Iyvak is stood next to the door itself.
It's just people within a 15-foot cube need to make a Constitution saving throw, that's all.
Well, I've got a potion. If I see he's going to do it, I've got a potion of lightning resistance.
Well, you do see that he's about to do it. So you've got a choice. Yeah, I was going to say it's thunder. Thunder's not the same as lightning, I'm afraid. Thunder is sound-based. Lightning is electrical-based.
Yeah. This is first level spell as well.
Right.
Second
okay.
Best.
Oh, second level. Okay,
Gareth, I'm just going to stand back.
Okay, I'm going to roll something for you, Iyvak, then, to see if you're within range, if you've noticed what he's doing or not, because in this sudden, like, frenzy and everything, you're still looking for the door. You're close to it, but I'm just going to see if you notice what you do, yeah. You notice that Rag has just, like, spun his loot off, raising his hand about to strum.
Can I be like, oh, God, can I dodge?
I'll just point out that I don't have my loot, remember, because I dropped it in the
Oh, you've left your loot, yeah. Shit. Well, that loot's gone. My loot has burnt to a cinder. Bagpipes?
I do. I have other instruments. I've got bagpipes, yeah.
So, yeah, Iyvak, you see Rag just kind of, like, whip around his bagpipes, put the pipe to his mouth, and he's got his arm raised out. You know that a thunderwave is going to happen.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, God. And then I'll be like, can I dodge it?
Roll me acrobatics with advantage.
It's going to go off.
When 23.
Yeah, so you
today.
you see him about to slam his hand down, and you just kind of dive backwards. You slide across the floor as Rag. You slam your hand into your bagpipes, just like a that. Yeah. You blow the door completely off. However, because you're blowing inwards, it goes down the stairs. You hear like a heavy. Oh god, that's a 1.
You killed everyone.
You hear a heavy thud, and then you just hear a "Oh God! Blood everywhere!" Oh God, Derek, no!
The horror!
Pretty much. Like both doors are completely blown off now, but yeah, you may have killed another person.
Well, the life of one is worth saving the life of many, eh?
Yeah, you kind of hear more commotion and stuff. It's like, forget him! He's already dead! Just get out! And you hear more and more people, like, clambering into that hallway, up the stairs. And they're getting very close now. There's a lot of them.
I'm nowhere near this door as that happened.
Shall we
Did
get
nothing
moving?
weird and I fucked off.
Yeah, Rag, you're already out the main entrance. Iyvak or Gregor, are you hanging around, or are you also dipping out?
I'm just
I'm hanging around the entrance and make sure I won't get down.
Yeah, I'm going to step aside and be like, go, 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 go.
Okay, Rag, you're actually outside, yeah?
Yeah.
Gregor, you're at the entrance itself, and Iyvak, you're at the entrance of the locker room door downwards.
Yeah, the side of them, yeah. Just like...
Okay, yeah, so they're all still arguing and trying to push their way through. A couple of people are now scrambling out, making their way out. Gregor, you notice about 3 or 4 people have gone out at this point in time. Iyvak, however, the flames are now starting to reach the entrance floor.
Right, okay.
There are still quite a few people, like, trying to get their way out.
I'm going to go when I feel I'm going to burn.
The heat is getting unbearable. The smoke is now starting to sift its way into your lungs. It's starting to hack up quite badly.
Okay, can I grab the last person I can and help him drag him out?
Yeah, so you grab him, you pull him out. However, I need you to roll me a con save, because pulling them out is exertion. You kind of, as you've done it, and taken a big, like, swig of smoke in.
Oh, no, that was a D12. What is it, sorry? Constitution?
Constitution save, please.
Oh, it's weird, this. Oh, it's at the top.
Yeah.
Minus... Oh, God, 8.
8.
Yeah.
You take a big inhale of air, of smoke as you do so. I need to... You retain consciousness, but you start coughing up really bad to the point where you can barely see anymore. You are coughing up so bad that you cough up a little bit of blood, and you deal 4 points of damage to yourself.
I think it's time for you to get out of there.
Yeah, well, I'm still going to drag this guy I've got. Oh, this person.
Well, the person, as soon as you've dragged them out and they've landed, they've just kind of bolted for the door anyway.
Okay, well, I'm following him then.
Gregor, are you still at the doorway?
Yes, I'm still at the doorway. Just make sure everyone's getting out. Just waiting for Iyvak at this point.
As you two are almost at the door, you notice that there is more and more flames. The flames are now literally licking around the actual entrance floor. You look back and you see like a giant plume of flames shoot out of that stairway.
My God! There were people in there.
You both exit. You kind of like slam open the doors, and you take a big inhale of just like night sky. It is incredibly refreshing. It's very cold. It's not smoke, at least. You both kind of stagger over to where Rag is. Rag, where are you at this point in time?
Just outside the door.
Right, I will, now that we're actually here...
So I'm taking a breath on my knees. Not on my knees, but...
Yeah, you kind of like just hunched over a little bit, taking some breaths.
Just making it, yeah, I'm just fitting in with the situation as if nothing's happened, as if I don't know what's going on.
That's fair. Yeah. As the door shuts, or as as Iyvak and Gregor reach you, you hear more smashing and like glass cracking and everything. You look back, and the flames have now smashed through the entrance, and the entire arena itself is on fire.
Come on, let's keep moving.
I'm sure there's firefighting things going on, is there? Like people
Nope.
with water. Nobody's doing
No. No.
Okay.
There isn't anyone at the moment trying to put out the fire, but you can now hear bells in the distance, like from the guard towers, as people are realising what's happening.
Well, that was a close one.
I couldn't do anything.
You tried your best, Iyvak. You tried your best. I just give you a pat on the shoulder.
Those people. And then I'm gonna just shake my head and sort of like walk off in silence.
Yeah, so Iyvak, you just kind of, you're kind of dejected. You don't know how many people have perished in the fire, but you know at least some have. When you were helping people out, you still heard people down trying to get out of that locker room.
Are we good then, Iyvak?
I'm just walking off. Leave me. Leave me.
You're just kind of walking around the side of the bank, back down towards the commercial area, as you hear more and more bells ringing.
I'm just gonna, as we walk up into the distance, I'm just turning and sort of just looking a bit, basically what I've done. I look at it for a second as a sort of a wow kind of feeling, but then it's sort of
I need to roll something here. Just. Alright, that's fine.
But it's for the sheer hate I have of this place that we're in.
That's fine, that's fine. Bimit kind of like, he's just kind of staring, his eyes, right, if you look at his eyes are massive.
It's alright, Bimit.
Bimit, do this.
No, Bimit did not do this.
Kind of looks down, his head lowers slightly.
Bimit thought Bimit's on fire.
Bimit, sometimes we have to do things that we don't like.
Do I hear this?
Better of our people. I'm always. I'm even whispering into the mic right now.
I was going to say, I'm impressed. I admire the dedication to the whispers.
If you want me to say I'm whispering every time, I can.
I was going to say I will accept that. I will happily accept that it is a whisper. However, Gregor is nearby. Disadvantage though with this perception. You guys are still in the similar vicinity, but it's going to be difficult for him to hear anything. Perception disadvantage. You know that Rag is talking to Bimit, but you don't hear anything of what's being said. You can just presume that Rag is trying to comfort Bimit because, to be honest, it was a scary situation.
Does that mean I can carry on the conversation without him knowing as well?
Yes, I would say so.
It's not your fault. Sometimes, like I say, we have to do things for the better of our people.
What make this better? How is this better?
A lot of steaks is better.
Just kind of shuffles.
Steaks!
Yeah, steaks. Let's go
Just
get
immediately
some
forgotten his sorrow.
yeah, let's go get you some steaks. Yeah, we get some steaks.
Yeah, Bimit just wish Bimit could eat Cook's little man.
I know. Don't worry about that. Let's go get you some steaks. I'll take care of you, Bimit. You know that. From now
Kind
and
of nods his
always.
head. Just kind of nods his head happily.
Steak!
Now and always. It's me and you.
Can I look at Rag and say, you're good?
I'm good.
So yeah, I'm guessing you guys head towards the commercial area, like following after Iyvak.
Yes.
As you guys are starting to try and catch up with him, yeah, you hear more and more bells starting to ring really loudly now. They're no longer in the distance, and guards are running up. They've got buckets of water, but you're not sure what that is going to do. It's a raging inferno now. Luckily, it doesn't look like it's spreading elsewhere, but the arena itself is just engulfed in flames.
I intend to go to the tavern to drink myself into a coma.
That's fair. You kind of... Yeah, Iyvak, you're just... Even though Rag and Gregor are close by to you, you feel alone after everything that's happened just now. You kind of... There's no noise in the air apart from the bells. You can hear the people in the distance trying to put out the fire. The cool air, the cool sea air is hitting you in the face as you walk down the steps to the commercial area. There's a couple of people still slightly drunk who don't know what's happening. Just like mulling around, and you're just walking in silence back to the tavern. As you reach the tavern, you take one last look. You kind of like look back into the commercial area, and although you can't see the fighters arena itself, nor can you see the flames of the arena, from the lighting of the sky itself, what was once just pure blackness, it now looks like the sky itself is on fire. As you enter into the tavern.
Barman, there?
Tavern's relatively empty, yeah. Crumb is there just polishing the glass. Gregor and Rag, I'm assuming you've just kept up with him with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head straight up into a room though.
Yeah, so Rag, you get in there, you see Iyvak. Sorry. You see Iyvak heading towards the bar. You pay no mind to it, you just straight up the stairs.
I'm gonna ignore everybody. Get into my room and just sort of close the door and take a moment.
Door just closes. Complete silence in this room. You're
And then
contemplating your actions.
And then just lose it and start punching the wall.
My word!
In shock.
The wall starts cracking.
But in shock of what I've done. Not
The wall starts cracking.
Not in aggression, but in...
No, yeah, just in shit, this has just happened.
Yeah.
You keep on punching the wall and punching it. When you eventually stop, you see that there are splinters of cracked plaster and everything all up the wall. You look at where you were punching and there's just exposed brick. You look at your hand and you are bleeding quite badly.
Not again.
Rag, as you kind of make that promise to yourself, we go back to the bar where Iyvak is. Gregor, I'm assuming you're just behind him as well.
Crumb, ale, roll them up.
Oh, all right, Iyvak. What? You're a monk, ain't you? You don't drink.
Well, today, my friend, I do.
Are you sure about this?
Yes, roll them up.
Alright, I'm not going to say no to a paying customer. Alright. Just turns around, just kind of, just like puts a spike in a keg, just opens it, just starts looking out into a giant, like, tankard. Hands you the tankard. It's like an orc-sized tankard. That'll be 2 gold, please.
I'll give him 10 gold for now.
Alright, I'll, tell you what. Just turns around, loads up another 4, just plunks them on. So, just looks behind it, Gregor. I take it you lost then if you're drinking this much.
I just sit next to Iyvak and just not
Alright. So, you won then? Well, why is he so upset?
I don't know if you've noticed out there, but the Colosseum is been set ablaze.
Colosseum.
Well, the arena.
Oh yes, where all those emperors are. He just kind of looks.
Did he give you a thumbs down?
He got lines there.
Poor Maximus.
He just kind of looks a bit shocked. What do you mean it's on fire?
It's on fire. Did you not hear?
No way.
Burned alive. And they couldn't do anything. Ran about like a headless chicken.
See why you want to drink then.
I'm gonna neck my pint.
He just kind of stares for a second, just like past both of you. Oh, no, I wouldn't have heard it. I heard the bells, obviously, but I just thought there was a robber or something.
You heard the bells? We heard the screams. We was there.
Oh. Oh, Lord. Alright. He just kind of reaches behind him, just grabs a bottle of dark black liquid and just slams it straight on the table. I guess if you're breaking your vows, you probably want this then.
Oh, crap. We'll do that.
Very well, very well. Just kind of pours out this thick, viscous, like, black liquid. You probably want to take it a bit easy, to be fair. I know you're hurting, mate, but you drink this too quick, you might not wake up for some time.
I'm gonna slam my fist on the thing, on the bar. God damn it, Crumb! I don't need a mother. Just serve the drinks.
Mate, I'm not being a mother, I'm being a fucking ship captain. You don't think I've seen people grieve? Now drink your drink.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick it up and like...
Drink your drink before it gets cold. I was going to say, roll me a con save, because you're a monk who doesn't drink, and you have just drank basilisk venom.
Constitution, is it?
Yeah, that's a con save.
16 then.
So yeah, it stings massively as you like knock it back. You feel yourself get a tiny bit numb, but you're fine.
Yes. See, I can handle my drink fine.
I mean, fair enough. I was expecting a monk like yourself to just be cold.
Yes, well, maybe I could be good at something. I must train.
I mean, alright, well, I've already poured you your grass, Gregor, so go ahead. These ones are on the you know what, fuck it. Next 2 or 3 drinks of this are on the house. I know Mr. Constance would probably be upset if I was getting our agents drunk, but it's a mighty powerful thing seeing people die and not being able to help them.
Crumb,
Hi.
you're a good orc. I'm sorry for my outburst.
Oh, it's quite alright. I mean, first time we met I tried to kill you guys, so call it even.
What's under the bridge, eh?
Oh, that's it exactly. No. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I just neck mine down as well.
Come say, basilisk venom.
While
Yes,
I'm in the
very
room
right.
with Bimmets,
I'm fucked.
Hang on, let's go with Rag first, and then we'll explore this in a second.
Oh god, it's going to be the worst company, isn't it?
while I'm in the room with Bimmet, I'm just going to say, Bimmet, you
Yes.
can't breathe a word of this to anyone.
But we did good, yes.
We did very good.
Why can't we tell Kin we did good?
We cannot tell kin, they don't think the same as we do. This is not how it's always going to be. This was
Kind of narrows his eyes.
this was a one-off, I think. This was a one-off.
Sorry. Should have laughed at that, but...
I'm going... Do you understand me?
Bimit not happy lying to Kin.
You don't need to lie, you just don't need to speak about it.
Very well.
Now let me go and get you your steaks.
Steak!
Yeah. I'm going to
Just
head
shuffle
down
happily.
and straight to the bar and ask Grum if he can spare some hen steaks for me. Uncooked, doesn't need to be cooked.
As you say this, okay, Gregor, what was your roll?
I don't want to say.
Was it in that one?
No.
That's not too bad.
It was close to a nat one, 2, but then a con save of +1, so 3.
Rag, as you come down the stairs and start heading towards the bar, you see Iyvak neck back what you remember is basilisk venom, the thing that you drank before, that eventually knocked you out. Iyvak is steady on his feet, completely fine. You see Gregor knock it back, and the second his hand slams the shot glass down, you see him start swaying.
Oh, what are you doing with that?
That
Here.
But drink.
I'm gonna grab the bottle.
Can I just leave?
Iyvak.
Can I leave on Iyvak? It's not your fault. That is not. Well, I've seen war. Believe me, I've seen war. I've seen halflings get cut into oblivion.
Well,
And
Greg,
there's nothing I can do about it.
Greg, as futile as I feel it is to talk to yourself at this moment, what I would say is it's not what I saw, it's what I did, which was nothing. I could do nothing. I'm supposed to be a monk from a loyal tradition that helped people. Took pride in it. And today I just felt utterly powerless.
Okay, as he's saying this, I'm just hearing mumbling now because I'm kind of concentrated on Rag and Bim and stuff like that.
I can say you're just hearing.
I'll interrupt at this point. So, Iyvak, you should know better. This is not you. I'll grab the bottle.
Yeah, you've got the bottle at this point.
I know it's not me, but I could have done more. I should know more. I should train more. I should know my abilities. I should know what I could do.
You did all you could.
Did I? Do I know my capabilities? Have I been training?
Look how many people
Can I
you saved.
Can I have not just pointing straight to the drink? I know that.
Crap. Put more on my person.
Oh, have you got the ring?
I've got the
Yeah.
I'll talk to Crumb.
No, Rag currently has the bottle of basilisk venom.
Who's got the book?
Forget about the basilisk. Shit.
Oi, that's my finest drink.
Just take a swig out the bottle.
Considering you're a big ass orc and you drank it before, for this first one, no con check. Any subsequent ones were con checks.
I'm gonna say to Crumb.
Why, Red? What's up?
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. You got any steaks in the back?
It's an awfully weird time to be hungry, but let me check.
I just want to stop it.
Might just chuckle and just go, Rag. You can think about steaks at a time like this. Sometimes I envy you.
It's not for me, either. It's for our little companion who needs to be fed, remember?
Well, yes, but you've just seen that. All those people that we didn't save, and you can just shrug it off. Like a slight gust of rain.
Do you really think that I shrug things off? Yeah, maybe appear this hard shell that you see. But inside, inside, I hurt just as much as you do. So don't sit there and quarrel me about feelings.
I'm not quarreling.
I act differently on them.
I'm not quarreling, but do you think we should have been able to do more?
I think we saved 95% of the people we wasn't originally going to save.
You did. You did your thunder wave. You destroyed the wall.
It doesn't matter who did it. We're an effort together. We help each other on these things.
Manipulate
matter.
small
Well,
objects.
if you're so bothered about it, then learn from the experience and approach it differently next time. The point is that we're all here to help each other, and we did, and we got out of it with the utmost. I don't know.
I will.
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Nothing. I'll just focus. I'll focus hard. I'll train, and maybe I can save more lives next time. And until then,
none of this. Agreed?
None of what?
None of this. I hold the bottle up to him. Basilisk venom. None of this. We already have one who consumes enough.
And this Gregor's just like, well,
I was going to say, I noticed that Bimmit's on the floor, and I'm like, Bimit!
He's in the room.
no, Bimit's still in the room, yeah. The only thing you notice is Rag holding the basilisk venom. That's the only thing that catches.
Can I have
No, right. Well, when he does that, don't bother. I will
look at you.
I will slide the pint over to them. I'll be like, "You're right. It's not the answer." And then, so I'll slide it over to them. But I've never fancied the taste of it anyway.
Gregor, you now have 4 drinks in front of you.
Yay! I just grab one of them.
Enjoy, Gregor. You've got this one tonight. You deserve it tonight. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
And remember that.
Congratulations on your fight.
And remember that with our little discussion tomorrow.
You owe me 1,000 gold.
I don't owe you 1,000 gold. But I do owe you 400 gold. But let me give it to you in the morning when you remember that I gave you it, because we all know that you like to forget things when you're on the old snake juice.
600 gold. Brilliant.
All right, Gregor.
Yeah, I just checked. I've only got 5 steaks in, right?
Shit.
I mean, 5 will do, right? I mean...
Yeah, it'll do for now. Is there anywhere else around?
Not at the moment, but I get my stock back in tomorrow afternoon.
Afternoon? Can you not get any in the morning? I'll pay double for it in the morning.
Unfortunately not, Reg. We've not got any shipments
for it
due.
in the morning.
I'm sure you will, but I can't make a steak appear out of nowhere.
I'll pay quadruple for it in the morning.
Reg, the ship is due in at midday. I can't get any steaks in before then. I mean, maybe if you really need a steak of some kind, if you went to talk to Mr. Reap, the one who can do the teleporty, he can teleport you to Beggar's Hollow. Wait, after all, you are contracted with him now, ain't you?
Where is he?
Mr. Reap, Mr. Amrius Reap, would be in the residential area in Reap Manor. But I wouldn't advise you to go there now.
No, I'm not going.
Not with the fire on.
I'm not going to. I'll take the 5.
Much obliged. I tell you what, seeing as what's happened has happened, I won't charge you for them yet. I'll charge you later.
No, you charge me for them now.
Alright, that'll be 20 gold.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Just like, alright, I'm flush.
Can you, before I remove this, can you just tell me how much gold I've actually acquired from what I've taken? Or do you need some time on that?
It's not I need time on that, it's that you don't know how much gold you've taken.
So I need to count it myself.
You've got a large amount of gold. How much gold do you currently have, sorry?
Now I've just removed this 20, I've got 683.
Okay. That'll be something that I can hear back in the recording, and I can not tell you how much you've got, but yeah, I'll know how much you've got at that point, because I've figured it out, but you don't know how much you've got, because you haven't counted it. You just tipped a treasure chest.
I'm going to take these 5 steaks, I'm going to head upstairs to Bimit. We'll have a quick combo with Bimit, and then I will count the gold.
Alright.
Yeah, and say to these two, I'm turning in for the night. I suspect I will see you in the morrow. Tomorrow's another big day. Get some rest, Iyvak. Gregor! Oh, do what you want.
I just have a massive grin on my face.
Yeah, and I was just going to stare. Sorry, I'll just stare at Greg and I'll be like,
yeah.
Yes, I think I might turn in.
Rag, are you taking the basilisk venom with you as well, or are you just leaving it at the bar?
I'm taking.
You're taking it with?
Yeah.
That's fair. Gregor, you only have 3 drinks left now.
Drum. Can I have another drink, please?
I mean, I understand you're a bit sad, Greg, but
Are you sure that getting blackout drunk's the right way to go?
As I'm walking up the stairs, I cut him off, Crumb.
I think I might have to. He's only had 2 drinks. He's already pressured. Might destroy my ball. After all, he did beat Sean up, so maybe he's stronger than I thought. I don't want to be dealing with a drunken master.
Hey,
Good master, I like it.
He just at this, he just kind of like reaches across and slaps your face.
I don't think he's a drunken master either.
No, well,
Go, Crumb. You want to have a go? I just put my fist up, but then just stagger like straight to
Just falls over slightly. I think you're alright, Gregor. Maybe go to sleep here. Not on the floor, not on the floor. Go to your room and go to bed.
Yeah. Good night, Crumb. Good to see you.
Good night, Gregor.
You're a good dog. You're a good dog.
Thank you.
I just
kind of-
that for ages.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then just
Go to bed, Gregor. Go to bed.
I start crawling up the stairs.
Crumb kind of just stops and looks at you. Looks at Iyvak, sorry.
You do know right now?
yes. I will just focus, learn from my experience, I suppose.
Yeah, I tell you what, as soon as you've had some alcohol, don't tell anyone I didn't make you pay for this, but
Just kind of goes back, comes back. Fresh cup of green tea.
Grub,
looks like you probably need this.
you are a compassionate orc.
Hey, don't tell anyone that. You'll fuck up my reputation.
No, be our secret. Thanks, Grub.
No problem. I mean, it might be a bit early for me to say this, and a bit, like, insensitive, but I don't suppose they knew what caused that fire to happen, do they? Or do you?
No, we have no idea. We was just in the locker room and there was smoke.
I'm just
I
going
mean-
upstairs going, show me the way to go home.
You can just hear this drifting down the stairs, Iyvak.
Yes, and then I was travelling with these idiots.
Oh, right. Well, as bad luck as it might be sometimes to travel with idiots, at least it's entertaining. But in terms of the fire itself, well, I dare say,
She kind of leans in close.
if they can't figure out what caused it, because let's be honest here, from what you said, there's been a couple of fatalities and whatnot, but they might hire someone to try and figure it out. And you know what that'll mean if they try and hire someone, right? They'll try and hire the best. And you and I both know, Iyvak, who the best is, don't we?
No.
Mr. Constance.
Mr. Constance.
Mr. Valar Constance,
Voila!
our mutual friend, yeah. I know he's currently acting as a wall district representative, but if they talk to Mr. Reap, Mr. Amrius, and get him to Portal here, I have no doubt that Mr. Valar will be able to solve it in minutes.
Yes, indeed. Let's hope he does.
I hope so too.
I've had a pleasure of meeting that fellow.
Oh, he's a very good man, is Valar. He pretty much holds the entire hope of the future on his shoulders.
Yes, he's a very competent man.
He is. He's the entire reason we've got our little operation against Miracle set up. If he died, well, might as well be handing Miracle the world on a silver platter.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I look forward to actually meeting him, because if there is foul play, I will work with him and we'll find the culprit.
Aye, that's very good, Hopefully, though, it's just an accident, but if we're unable to tell in the next day or two what's actually happened, I do suspect they might get Mr. Constance here.
Yes, I must admit it never even crossed my mind. I mean, events happen so quick in fires. I'd never even thought of the cause. You just naturally assumed it'd be natural, though. But now to bring it up.
We can only hope it's natural, can't we? Because otherwise, that means we've got a killer among us. It can't be too good now, can it?
No. No, innocent lives are lost and it will not be forgotten.
I can drink today. He just kind of raises up a glass of water to your, green tea, just clinks it.
Now, I suggest that once you go to sleep, once you finish that, you go to sleep. Try and forget about this night for a little bit at least and get some rest.
Yes, I will. I will, and I will use the event to try and strengthen my resolve.
Aye, that's it. What didn't kill you makes you stronger and whatnot, and unless it's some kind of curse or something, then yeah, you're fucked.
Indeed. No offense when I say this, but you are very insightful for a person of your origins.
Well, Iyvak, when you've got the entire crew of your dead ship in your head for most of the time, then eventually you start actually having conversations with them and learning a lot about yourself. And about other people.
Maybe I should be a barman for a few years.
I mean, you won't drink your own supply, so there's that at least.
That is true, although I do get through a lot of tea bags.
That could be problematic. Anyway, drink your tea, get some sleep, it's late.
Aye. I'm going to neck it. Okay. Night, Crumb.
Yeah.
Pleasure as always.
So you all sleep relatively. I mean, actually, everyone roll me a d20. That's what I normally do for a night's sleep, isn't it? So everyone roll me a d20.
We got a long rest as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, Rag. Sorry.
Yeah.
You were going to have a quick
chat with Bimmick. I was just going to give him his stakes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So you two who have already rolled, keep that number in your head.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've already done. Actually, no. Okay, wipe those off. Wipe those completely off. I was going to say it's not fair to then get Rag to have a roll later. So yeah, Rag, you still have the bottle of snake venom in your hand. You open the door. You shut the door. As you turn around, you can hear Gregor now, kind of like crawling up the stairs, singing to himself. But you're now alone in the room with dinner.
I was going to say, can I just get up to my door, just sleep next to my door? I don't actually get into the room.
Yeah, you're propped up against the door frame.
Now, Bimmit.
Yes. Steak?
Yes, I've got some steaks. I could only get 5 tonight because it's all he has in the back. But
Bimmit can wait.
He said he's getting a shipment of steaks in tomorrow afternoon, so we can get you the 5 tomorrow. Or if that's too late, we can always nip you to the market in the morning and get you some more. It's up to you.
Bimmit can wait for now.
Yeah, it's always good to save things, anyways. That's where real enjoyment comes from.
Real enjoyment comes from steak.
It does. And here is a good amount of steak for you. I'll pull 5 steaks out, lay them out in front of him. How about it?
His eyes just kind of go like big, bright, widens like they were when he was looking at the flames outside the arena.
I just say that. And they're raw.
They go even wider. Just kind of dives into them. You just hear like... Yeah, she's like tearing into these steaks.
He's doing it. Yeah.
If Bimmit kill more small people, Bimmit get more steak.
No, Bimmit, no, that's not what this is about.
So no killing.
I do not intend to ask you for such big things on such a frequent basis. Like I say, this was a one-off, I think.
Very well. Bimmit liked being big again, though.
Yeah, Bimmit will be big again. Well, as soon as we leave this place, Bimmit can start looking at real size Bimmit.
Bimmit seemed bigger than before. Bimmit would like.
Yes, Bimmit will continue to grow. But
for nods
tonight,
and
enjoy your steaks.
Just before you even finish that sentence, just dives back into the steaks.
That's it. I'm going to tuck myself in bed and fall asleep as he's eating those steaks.
Oh wait, sorry, you were going to count your coin first, wasn't you?
Oh shit, yeah, I was going to count my coins. Yeah.
Okay.
As he's eating his steak, I'm going to count the coins on the I presume there's like a table side there or something.
Yeah.
Empty them out on the bed and I count them on the table side.
You empty it out onto the bed and it like literally covers the entire bed.
Oh, yes.
In terms of just gold coins, what did you have before? 640?
No, I've spent that 20. I've got 582 now.
582. So you now have 37,918. You looted a chest full of gold.
Whoa!
Fuck me. So I'm going to remove this 582 and then I'm just going to put the whole amount in.
Look at his face.
So... Can you just repeat that amount, please?
I can't repeat the amount because I've forgotten it. It was
36,000.
36,582. If that's wrong, then that's the amount that we're sticking with.
I'm overweight. But it's in the bag of holding, isn't it? I can put it in.
Yep.
So
like I said, the bag of holding is now heavier than it was, but it's still not at its peak capacity.
Christ. Does a bag of holding get heavier
Wow.
when you put things in it?
I'm saying that as it gets more and more full, because there is a limit to a bag of holding eventually, but I'm saying as it gets more and more full, it will slightly get heavier. It's a way of being able to tell when it's too full.
The only problems with the bag of holding it's now updated to let you add items, but it doesn't let you add currency.
We'll
look at it
homebrew
for
that.
next session anyway.
I was going to say we'll homebrew that. You also have 4 golden goblets.
Jesus Christ.
This is how you're going to hand me the 400 gold, isn't it?
So fucking worth it.
Remember, he murdered a gambling arena boss. He pretty much like murdered if this was like the 30s, he's murdered a mafia boss.
Is it worth it though? I don't know. I mean, if I could find out.
You also have 6 clear crystals. So the first one I've got. Oh shit! The first one is goblets clear.
No,
Gold
you've
goblets.
got 4 golden goblets and 6 clear crystals. Like completely clear. They almost look like glass.
Clear crystals. 6 clear crystals.
Yeah, and that is everything from that hall.
6 clear crystals. I'll add that to the bag of holding. Yeah, we're in. All right.
Okay, so I'm guessing everyone.
Now I'm gonna trying to hold back a smile because I know the weight of what this have cost, but it's just sort of like a.
Just like a smirk type of, oh no, what have I done? What a shame.
And then I'll
Too bad I don't have money.
And stay awake all night.
Are you actually going to stay awake all night? Or
no, I'm
are
not
you gonna...
trying to. I just have a feeling that would keep me awake all night.
Do me a favour, roll me a... What would it be for moralistic stuff? I don't know. I don't know how to calculate your guilt.
I don't have that much guilt, so...
Religion?
It won't be religion, because it's not religious.
Survival?
No, that's hunting and stuff.
But it's morale, isn't it? So...
Performance? No.
No. Constitution. Let's go for a constitution. I know that's mainly physical stuff, but I don't think there's anything for emotional stuff.
It's just an 8, that.
When you roll your d20, do it with disadvantage. So everyone roll a d20 to see how well you slept last night. Okay. Rag, roll it with disadvantage, because even though you weren't aiming to stay awake, you found it difficult to sleep.
Natural 1.
Oh my word. 2 2s.
What was this a roll of, sorry?
It's just a straight up d20.
Oh, well, 17 now.
Oh, I don't initiate it.
No, it's just a straight up d20. It's just like a homebrew thing that I did to see if you guys sleep well. But Iyvak, you got 17?
You, despite everything that happened, you did manage to fall asleep quite well. Pretty much, despite beating yourself up so badly, you slept really well. You now, for the next day, you have 1 point of inspiration.
Nice.
You can. It's 1 point, so you can only use it once. I'm afraid.
No, it's like all those people.
Pretty much. Well, the way that I'm saying it is that you do feel bad about what happened, but you're using it as motivation to be a better person. You wake up and you kind of like, no, that happened. That's really bad that happened. But I'm alive and fuck it, I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'm turning it into a focus.
Exactly. Gregor, what did you get, 2? 3. You wake up with the most pounding headache.
Okay.
You don't take any bad points from that, but you've got a very bad headache.
Okay, I can handle that.
Rag, you got a 1.
Natural 1, yeah.
Oh dear.
Turns out that orcs do feel guilt in the end.
Ooh.
Even if they don't consciously tell, you were unable to sleep, and you now have 1 point of exhaustion.
You have got a soul.
Even if he doesn't realise it himself, for one reason or another, you were unable to sleep properly. So, at a single point of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on ability checks.
I've just added that in. Yeah.
So
Exhaustion level 1.
Yeah, any ability checks that you have over the next 24 hours, you've got a disadvantage in.
We managed to do a long rest there, have we?
Yes, all of your points are all healed up, all your spell slots are back to normal, back to full and everything like that.
Long rest, yeah?
Yeah, it's a long rest. However, Rag, you do have disadvantage, I'm afraid, on all your ability checks.
So with a long rest, I don't recover the 1 level of exhaustion, no?
You do not know. So the way that I'm saying it is you've had your long rest, so all of that stuff is back up to top, but then after that, you add your 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay, yeah, got it in.
You managed to sleep enough to recover your health and your spell slots and stuff, but you didn't sleep well enough to actually sleep. It is now the next morning, and you all head down into the tavern. Iyvak, you're refreshed, but still feeling the weight of what happened. Gregor, you're hungover to shit, and Rag, you're just really tired.
Right, can I open my bottle of dehydration and drink that?
You can, but nothing happens. How much do you drink, sorry? Do you just down it or?
Just a good gulp.
You drink.
Dehydration.
Yeah, I was going to say it's rehydration, but.
Rehydration.
Oh, it's me, I was going to say.
I've got dehydration on here.
No, it's rehydration. You drink a third of it, but it does nothing. You think for a second and then realise you're still in Salt Harbour, a city without magic.
Why is the drink not working? I'll just take another swig of it just to see if it works.
Am I seeing this?
You are.
Greg, stop wasting it. You don't know what that is yet.
You've drank half of it.
Okay, I just put it down, just like slam it. Oh, my head.
Now have a cup of water like any normal person.
Crumb, water, please.
He just hands you the cup. I suppose you probably don't want to hear this, especially you, kind of looking at Iyvak.
Ah, what now, Crumb? What now?
27 people. That's how many perished last night.
Why tell us?
You couldn't
Most
have,
of the fighters.
couldn't have warned me before you let that figure out.
Well, I said that you probably didn't want to hear it. But also at the same time, with you guys being there, you're going to get some questions. So you need to be informed.
Okay, well good. Let the questions come, because if there is anything wrong, I want to know.
That's admirable. Hopefully you can help them. But yeah, 27 people perished. A couple of managers, a fair amount of fighters, a drug dealer or two. I don't think anyone's going to miss them. But also, Strangely enough, Murug perished as well. They found him in his quarters. It's the damnedest thing, though. It looked like he'd fallen asleep in the bed. But apparently, they found some marks on his wrists.
Marks?
Yeah. They're not quite sure what it is, but I mean, it is. They're not sure if it's foul play or not. But Murug wasn't one to wear bracelets or like that, so it's a bit confusing as to why he'd have markings on the wrists. Either way, yeah, he just kind of shrugs it off, just like, either way, they figured out it probably came from his room, given how the fire spread. So, maybe something fell off and set him ablaze, but I've no doubt that when Mr. Constance comes, if they rely on Mr. Constance, if they get figured out, he'll find out what happened.
Yes. Yes, I look forward to meeting him.
Hope so. For those guns.
Aye, 24/7 people. It's a heavy burden. Luckily though, Mr. Shawduck Fishnapper seemed to have survived. He's going to try and rally the Fighters Guild back around.
Yes. It's a little bit late for those 27. Well, if anybody comes asking, let them know that us three, will do everything we can to assist.
Of course. I mean, I appreciate that and I'll tell them, but I have to ask, Gregor and Rag, are you alright with that? I assume you are, if your companion here is telling people to ask questions.
That's fine. I mean, we're not here for long, so we have to leave very shortly, but
I'm just rubbing my hands like, what? Yep.
To answer any questions.
Of course, we just don't want to be. I mean, it was a bad event that happened last night. It was traumatic. We don't want to be forcing people to relive it. But if you're all right with that, when the guards people come back in here after their shift and they ask, is there anyone here that was present and would talk? I'll tell them you three are happy to talk about it.
Yes, of course we are. I'm willing to assist as well. If they want any help in catching this culprit, we're there.
Glorious, it's good to hear, guys. All three of you are good souls. All three of you are very good people. I see why Mr. President chose you. Of course, Reg, of course, just slams a mug of coffee down.
Well, I'm going to walk this headache off, so if any of you want to join me,
I'll come with you, Greg.
Right, yeah.
So, Rag, you've still got the coffee cup in your hand. As you're walking out, make sure you bring that cup back, Greg. Don't want to.
Yeah, well, I need to be back this afternoon because you have a shipment of steaks coming in, so I will bring it back. Don't worry, Tom.
That's very true. That's very true. Very well. I will see you all later today. Have a good day. Try and ignore the obvious.
Give it a whistle to bim it.
If it just leaps onto your shoulder.
Sorry, Coach.
You guys open the door and you're immediately hit by the smell of burnt materials. There's still ash hanging in the air. The sky is overcast. It's all very dim outside.
By the gods. Does today just want to keep hitting it in the face?
Let's go this way. Opposite way.
Yeah, you head to the west, heading towards the residential area. Already it's quite busy and everything, but as you get there, as you're starting to walk up the steps, you hear like a sudden, like a kind of a thump essentially. You realise that something has kind of rushed into you going down the stairs. You look down, and at just under 3 feet, you see like a small animal humanoid type of figure, completely covered in fur, with brown. She's got dark brown fur with white flecks everywhere. This being looks kind of like a hamster and a squirrel. She's got like the ears and nose and snout of a squirrel, and she's got like the cheeks of a hamster. She kind of looks up at you with these really big eyes. Oh, I'm very sorry. Just kind of like shuffles, but kind of can't move forward. As you look up, you kind of, as she does this, you kind of like see a hand kind of placed on her shoulder.
And as you look, you see Nezit Ud, like, placing his hand on her shoulder.
Nezit.
Good.
Very good to see you all again.
How is the crystal?
The crystal
Still
is
protected?
safe. Still protected. This one here,
She kind of looks down at her.
she is my apprentice on this.
Really?
She is, indeed. We're just going for a quick walk. I don't suppose you would care to accompany me.
Sort of look down at her and offer her my hand.
Kind of reaches out and shakes it.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. My name is Fish, Crystal Hooter.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons & Dragons show by RollCast. RollCast has been JB as Ragnarok, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Iyvak Mileart, and myself, Tom Crabbe, as the DM. Our intro, midpoint, and outro theme were all created by JB, and this episode was edited and mixed by myself. We'd also like to thank the following for allowing us to use their music and ambiences: Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, Avery Alexander, Michael Ghelfi Studios, and The Seventh Midnight. Full links to their tracks can be found in the episode description, and as usual, I highly recommend checking these artists out, as they just have a bunch of songs that have not been featured in our episodes as of yet, and all of them are just simply amazing. If you've liked what you've heard this time, and you want to support us, then why not give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/castthatroll, and follow us on Twitter at castthatroll, where we post episode updates, small clips, and links to all the episodes, podcasts and videos, as well as the occasional behind-the-scenes facts and pre-podcast stories. If you've listened to this episode and you want to see the video version, then why not search for our YouTube channel by searching for the handle @castthatroll on YouTube, and maybe subscribe to our channel as well so you don't miss out on any future releases. Likewise, if you've watched this episode and you want to stick with the podcast version maybe while working or driving or something along those lines, then why not search for RollCast on Spotify, iTunes, and all other major podcast providers. Episode 4 releases December the 28th, so if by then you've had your fill of Christmas cheer and food and alcohol, why not check it out as we explore the aftermath of Ragnarok's actions.
It does get steak. It's very good.
This poor wormling.
Do you know what I intend to...
This wormling. That's what's happening.
You're just hearing, you're just hearing Gregor's voice. You're ruining this wormling in your head.
Do you have any idea what's at the other end of that tunnel, Billy? Or who is at the other end of that tunnel?